Are you ready for the new? Your body is absolutely ready? Okay. Oh, boy kisser? I'm a dirty little boy kisser, sorry. You should know. You snuck into my room that night.
Welcome to Komorebi.
Yeah.
You have chosen to take part in a personal experience.
Girls too. Yeah. You know it.
In exchange for that, we have given you several options to use. Feel free to do so at your leisure. Your experience will be divided into fragments like these.
Fragments?
Right now, there's only one.
One fragment?
Try saving and then interact with this fragment.
Okay.
Alternatively, feel free to enjoy the view.
Hey, dragon. How you doing? Alternatively, look at it. It's so pretty. Look at the stars. I love the stars. Did that work? Did that save? Damn, that's a fast save. Alright, here we go. I imagine a lot of people will be rushing.
A new beginning.
I would like to, yes. Get ready to hear that a lot. And set a watcher upon her, great and strong Argus, who with 4 eyes looked every way. And the goddess stirred in him unwearying strength. Sleep never fell upon his eyes, but he kept sure watch always. Fragment of a lost poem. My eyes flutter as I linger on the precipice of a peaceful sleep. Cars pass by, then fade away, lulling me like mechanical waves on a suburban ocean. However, as enticing as slumber may seem, this is not the time or the place. As we drive, I keep myself awake with pleasant thoughts. Thoughts, both old and new. Those vehicles that pass by, where were they going? And where did they come from? I dig deeper and start to wonder who those people were, who they loved and held dear. Billions of people, all with lives fundamentally different from mine. That's a lot to take in. But is that difference a good thing or a bad thing? I stop to think, and I can find no answer. As many people say though, the unknown is alluring. That's part of why I'm sitting here right now. I feel a tap on my shoulder, and I let out a loud yawn. Giving my friend a slight smile. It isn't long before I receive one in return. At least we're both on the same page. There'll be plenty of time to sleep later on.
Hey, you alright over there? Ever since we left the airport, you've been dozing off like mad. I thought it was pretty good company, you know? You're offending me.
I shake my head, as if doing so would grant me further clarity. We did chapter 1 back when the beta came out, Vest, so we're just gonna have to redo it because it doesn't seem to carry our save over. Honestly, I was just waiting for honestly, I was just waiting for you to make the first move.
Oh, so we're making moves on each other now? I must have missed that memo. But, you know, both hands on the wheel. Besides,
before he can continue, he's cut off by a loud beeping noise. A light on the dashboard starts to flash, causing him to groan in annoyance. He looks down for a moment and then presses a button to silence the intrusion.
distracted driving? Of course.
Oh, you looked at your friend's bulge. Shit. Can't do that while you're driving.
Apparently, this thing doesn't want me talking to my friend. I guess it thinks you're a risk? Maybe you should take that as a compliment.
I'm risky, chat. I don't. Is there like a volume option? 1 second. Oh, it's already on. That's okay. So it's already full. Okay, forget it. I shrug, unsure of how to respond, as I rest my head on the window. According to the system, almost everything was a risk these days. It wasn't worth losing the points, so we sit and remain in silence. And there's your bomb. Monday 12th. Monday 16th of December. Got it, right, I was trying to figure out the dating scheme. A few moments later, the silence is finally broken. I'm thankful, as things were starting to get a little awkward. Look, listen, Vess, I'm going to flirt with everyone. We're going to flirt with every single person we see. Hi, Vixen. But I guess meeting someone for the first time is always like that. Yep, it's out. Math out today.
Well, it was nice of him to pick you up from the airport. Isaac, right?
Yeah.
Make sure to keep people like him close by during a change like this. Things may seem a bit uncertain right now, but remember, that's not a bad thing.
Chat. Wolfman. Wolf dad. Wolf dad. Wolf dad. He fiddles with a few papers in his hands before pulling out a specific sheet. Placing it on the table between us, he slowly slides it over to my side of the room. Pick it up, and I inspect it for a few moments. The basic questionnaire.
If you could just fill out the basics, that would be great. Obviously, I know who you are, but we need to leave a paper trail. You fill that out, and I'll decide our topics for the day, all right?
Yes, sir. I remember this fan I got mad at first day I covered this. Yeah, there was quite a few people. There's quite a few people in this game that you're gonna feel that over, Vess. Or people are gonna feel that over. I nod, grabbing the pen that rests on the table beside me. These sessions were always boring, especially the first few. A new city and a new counselor. Right back to square one. After filling out the form, I place it on the table and slide it back. The counselor picks it up, inspects it, and gives me a knowing nod.
All that aside, I assume that you still prefer the name Delta? It was mentioned in the note sent over by your previous counselor.
I guess I'm Delta.
Don't worry, it's normal. A lot of people your age shy away from their birth name.
Chat, does anyone... I wonder, do we like names that aren't the name that are on our birth certificate? I wonder if that's something that we all relate with.
Why spend our lives with something that's been decided for us, right? Things are a lot more flexible than we give them credit for.
Yeah.
That includes the future, a fact that people tend to forget.
I really don't know where he's going for this. He taps the papers against his lap, straightening them out.
Allow me to be a little blunt. I mean, we both know why you're here.
This soon? Senpai, we just met.
My practice focuses on people like yourself, those who saw nothing. Honestly, that's a very small group. It must get lonely for you sometimes.
Also, hi, Cry. Mwah. I shrug.
There's a single question I like to ask my new patients. So, excuse the cliche, but how does that make you feel? Being alone while billions receive a glimpse of the future.
Oh, right, that's right. I remember now. Like, Komorebi is the you don't get the future sight thing. Right, got it. Kirai, how you doing today? Also, you got a kid, his name is Louis, and he's orange. Oh, we love him. He's adorable. Chibi, I wish to see pictures. Like, my name just... No, there's no filters because Twitch forced a name change. Wait. You know what? I'm not gonna ask. I mean, sir. I want to see pictures, Chibi. I thank him for rubbing it in, ensuring that the sarcasm is clear.
It's the opposite, actually. I meant to give you some support. Imagine being constrained by a vision of your future, consumed by it. You have what some people would call freedom, a truly blank slate. Remember, Komorebi is a relatively new phenomenon. Society has flourished for thousands of years without it.
Chat, how do you feel, right? I want to ask a question now before we get any further. How do you feel about the fact that they're telling you that people who don't have future sight are the special ones? That people who have future sight are the plagued individuals. How does that make you feel?
Some would consider your situation a blessing. Don't forget that.
I really hate his paintings. They don't do anything. They mean nothing. So, it's such a fucking it's such a perfect psychiatrist office. I hate it. I can tell he's giving a speech that he's given many times before. Because of that, it seems to lose some of its impact and wisdom. As I close my eyes, I simply hope that this is all over soon. It's gonna get stuck in my head by the end of the night, chat. I'm gonna fucking hear that from a mile away. I hear it in my sleep. The TV report continues, and I open my eyes with slight hesitation. I've only been here a few days, and rest is almost impossible to find. A new start to your life is always stressful, after all. At least I have friends.
I can't believe they're making us watch this. 100 years of visions? Nobody cares. Looks like Argus just wants to stroke their own ego.
Funny story, Argus here is, it's also of an O instead of a U, but it's literally a shop that you can buy things and pick up. It's literally just a collection shop for stuff, for just everything. Dante leans forward, taking the opportunity to chime in.
Yeah, this is more about the system than anything else. Maybe they should fix all the glitches before boasting.
Yeah, look, other boy. We have a new boy now. There is boy 1 and boy 2. That's a pretty good screenshot for Purple Boy, yes.
Watch. Soon it'll say talking over their propaganda is risky.
Isaac leans forward, whispering as if the topic is sensitive.
You're not supposed to badmouth the system, Dante.
No, as cute as fuck. He is kind of cute, yeah. I've seen an Argos catalog in a while. I was there. I swear I bought Pikmin fruits.
As if my score could get any lower, man. Besides, Delta has definitely seen my true colors by now. I'm under no obligation to keep up the nice guy act.
Why does it have to be an act? Can't you just, you know, be nice?
I like his blue. I like the blue on him. It's very pretty. Dante scoffs.
Too much effort, not enough caffeine.
Feel that. Understand that. Live that life.
And you know the system is messed, Isaac. We're all on a leash. They just use Komorebi as an excuse to make it stay that way.
I have not played it yet, Sakura. We're going to be streaming it.
That one.
We're going to stream it next week.
Hey, Delta, didn't you have an appointment soon? Maybe I can use you as an excuse to stop watching this thing.
And you're telling me to be nice.
I laugh at the retort and lean back in an attempt to relax. I let Isaac know that he was right, but my appointment wasn't for a while. Plenty of time to gather my thoughts and continue watching this report. Yeah, I definitely need to gather my thoughts. There's a fog over my mind, and I feel so scatterbrained. Grounding myself in this new environment would definitely help. Komorebi. Appointment. The system. News report.
Interact with each word to learn more about it.
Okay, sure. I guess we're playing Komorebi. Well, let's find out more about Komorebi. One day, the world was changed forever. Billions of people experienced vivid visions of the future. These could not be mistaken for dreams. It seemed to be more true cognition. The visions that people had would follow them for the rest of their lives. Replaying at the worst possible times, it was almost like an intrusive thought. Whether positive or negative in nature, these visions still consumed lives. Nobody knew how or why this happened, but it was far too late. Chaos ensued. Those who saw personal success went to great lengths to fulfill their visions, Those who saw personal failures did anything they could to avoid them. It wasn't just a one-time event either. Komorebi overstayed its welcome. Children and grandchildren grew up alongside this odd phenomenon. They too experienced their own visions around the age of 13. The world became obsessed with the future, obsessed with Komorebi. It was a word describing sunlight that shines through the trees. A simple and poetic metaphor for the visions filtering into our world. However, it wasn't a series of visions, nor would they change over time. It was a vision of a single moment, and it would follow you for the rest of your life. For example, if your vision was horrible, you'd still be forced to live it almost every day. It seemed far from fair, and lives were defined by the moment presented in people's visions. To answer your question, Dark, basically after a few hours of us playing and like, you know, people getting in from work and stuff, I'll do the giveaway. That's basically it. All you have to do is be here in chat. And then when we do it, there'll be like a command to type in chat, and it'll enter you into the raffle. While the Komorebi phenomenon was peculiar, there was also something else. Some people saw nothing, left completely in the dark with no vision at all. Less than 1% of the world experienced this. A very small group. It's literally the My Hero Academia quirk situation. But it was still extremely worrying. What did seeing nothing mean? Were you dead? Nobody knew. Depression and suicidal ideation became commonplace among this group. They were assigned to a counselor who meets with them on a regular basis. I am one of these people. I never experienced my own vision. People always worry for me and fear that I may do something rash. In reality, however, I'm fine. My lack of vision has never defined me. Because I moved to a new city to live with friends, I was given a new counselor. It's kinda lame to start all over, after spending so many years with the last one. But I'm told that this doctor is great, and I'll feel at home in just a few sessions. Because of the chaos that ensued during the event of Komorebi, a plan was needed. There were too many people acting recklessly in the face of their futures. For avoiding or fulfilling the visions, risky behavior was a constant. A new system was introduced that governed the behavior of the people. You'd be held accountable for all of your actions, regardless of legality. This was an attempt to keep people in line and focused on the present. Live in a safe, orderly manner, and you'd accrue points over your lifetime. If you did the opposite, you'd lose points. Be rude, speed, litter, stuff like that. Your point total would define you as either an asset or a liability to society. While primitive at first, this concept grew as technology progressed. It is currently integrated into every possible device: phones, cars, homes. The demand is clear. Be rewarded for your subservience to the system. Crime and accident rates plummeted due to this, and society is on a tight leash. But some people argue that living in chains isn't really living at all. Life is about taking risks and making progress, they say. Fight as they might, however, no movement has resulted in any change. Your worth in society is dictated solely by your score in the system. Generations later, managing your points is simply the norm. I would fucking hate that. That would be terrible. That would be the worst life to live. You'd have to be like, oh yes sir, oh yes please, oh I thank you ma'am, every 5 fucking seconds and stop swearing, or you'd be like, oh, you'd be classified as a bum. Today marks the 100th anniversary of Komorebi. Nothing has ever been the same since then, and I don't think it ever will be. The current state of technology and society is vastly different than it would have been. At the top of it all, right next to the world leaders, is the Argus Corporation. They created the system. They create almost every device we use today. In many ways, they affect our lives even more than those in power. It's just Apple, isn't it? It's Apple renamed. The report is basically going over the history of Komorebi and Argus. But to be honest, it seems a little self-serving and very unnecessary. Hey Zodiac, how you doing? Isaac was right. It's just like they want to stroke their own egos. They made it mandatory viewing too. If you ignore the special report, you'd lose some points. Essentially, our social status is being held for ransom. But if there's one thing that nobody can monitor, it's what I'm thinking of. So while I'm watching, at least I have time to gather my thoughts. At least I have time to think about what I'm talking about while I watch this garbage show. soft sigh, and everything suddenly feels better. It's crazy how much a quick mental breather can help. My last counselor is the one who taught me that. He taught me that our mind is like an office full of filing cabinets. If we don't gather our thoughts, they just lay around piling up. We need to set some time aside to process and filter them. Sometimes a simple metaphor like that can really change the way you think. Unwanted thoughts can be thrown away like trash, but you organize the rest. If our mind was a physical space, we'd never neglect it. We'd keep it immaculate. As if perfectly timed, the report ends alongside that train of thought. The energy level in the room immediately skyrockets now that we're free. Honestly, it was a waste. That was an hour we'll never get back. As I get up to leave for my appointment, I notice something peculiar. The report goes right into some sort of after show, more about Argus stuff. I don't really care to watch, but I noticed the word nostalgia. It's littered all over the place, like they want me to keep it in my mind. Unfortunately for them, I'm not in a nostalgic mood right now. I leave the house, looking toward my ever brighter future. After all, why look back when the alternate is so exciting? I'm noticing that there's certain words that are showing up as like colored, and I'm wondering if those are important. Like, do I click them? Do I have to do a specific button? I don't know. I feel like there's going to be something that like I have to use those for later. Sleep well, Lauren. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. And we'll see you on Saturday. Something tells me these first few sessions will be a total bust. I never found it fun to talk about myself, and now I'm forced to do it. Hopefully the notes my last counselor sent over will help him get up to speed.
You know, you're something of an anomaly to me.
Hmm?
Most people in your situation have less than stellar scores. But you seem to exist in the middle, a truly neutral ground. A preliminary look at your risk profile shows me almost nothing. But on the other hand, you haven't done much to gain points either.
It's because I'm, the player character. I've got to make those choices for the game, mister. Another ambiguous statement. Ask him if that was a good or bad.
I don't know, actually. I wouldn't be able to tell you.
We're Neo.
It's a little ironic, though, isn't it? In regards to the system, I mean. Your score is meant to define you as a person, yet you elude that definition.
You're just not part of it. He sighs.
Then again, I'm no stranger to attracting those that go against the norm. Would you mind answering a few personal questions for me, Delta? Nothing too intrusive. I just want to get a feel for who you are.
I nod. See no harm in this. That's why we're here, after all.
Well then,
Red's okay.
Let's start with the basics.
Okay.
Why did you move here? What did you leave behind? Big life changes like this are rarely without cause.
I shrug, unsure of where to start. There was a lot to say, and little time to say it. At least we have our first few sessions covered for us. Part 1. Those we love the most. Rez, thank you. Glad you like it.
Welcome to the first of 4 fragment maps.
Okay.
This is how you will navigate through your personal experience. The top row is made up of pivotal fragments. You must complete all 6, but can complete them in any order.
Okay.
Upon completing all 6, you can interact with this arrow to move forward. You will witness a culmination of this fragment map before moving on to the next. The second row consists of personal heart-to-heart fragments. These are optional but highly recommended, as they are the key to forming bonds and relationships.
So this is chapter 1, I believe.
You only have access to Isaac and Dante, but that will change in the next fragment map. The bottom row consists of supplemental fragments. These are skits based on exchanges made in your group's chat room. For your benefit, they will be portrayed just like any other fragment. Upon completing a pivotal fragment, you will unlock a journal entry. These explore Delta's personal thoughts as events slowly unfold. There will be 5 to unlock in each fragment map, and they unlock in a predetermined order.
I see.
Should you wish, you can also toggle the nostalgia filter. This will apply a vintage look to your experience.
What does that do?
You are now ready to continue your journey unhindered. Check marks will appear beside completed fragments, so you can monitor your progress. It is also recommended that you alternate between various fragment types. Enjoy, and make it an experience to remember.
Chat, this isn't a game. It's an experience. What does the filter do?
Would you like to change the status of the nostalgia filter?
Let's see. Oh, it just makes it black and white.
Would you like to change the status of the nostalgia filter?
Disable. I don't want that. All right. So we have our important chapters and we have our love chapters. So, I mean, let's go. Chat. We're going to start with the love chapter.
Experience heart-to-heart fragment. Isaac 1.
Yes. We're going to start here. These games are great. Like, they're great to just kind of enjoy. You know? Like, they're very nice stories to watch. I entered the living room and noticed Isaac sipping a light beer. TV is on, but he's not really watching it. I can tell he's distracted. There's something he needed to talk to me about. I hope I didn't do anything wrong. He notices my entrance and smiles at me. Some anxiety immediately dissipates. Shifting a bit more to one side of the couch, he gives me ample space to sit beside him. That's exactly what I do, and he turns to face me as much as he can while sitting down.
You know, this stuff tastes awful. But I wouldn't be drinking it if Taylor didn't tease me. I know it's not true, but he keeps talking about my weight.
Aww. He takes another sip of the beer.
We did buy tons of junk food for this weekend, though. If I take it easy during the week, I can definitely binge on Friday. Might as well take action before something becomes a problem, right?
It's true. Odd thing to say while drinking beer at 2 p.m.
True. Sometimes we just replace one problem with another. But don't worry. I care too much about work to do something like that. I only drink on days off, and I always make sure to pace myself.
There it is again, chat.
Except this weekend, though. Moderation goes out the window.
I don't know what these colored words mean.
Haven't been to a nightclub in ages. I'm actually kind of nervous.
You're cool. You're gonna fit in fine.
You think I'm cool, huh?
Yeah, blushy boy.
Must be those rose-colored lenses everyone talks about. I bet everything seems new and exciting since you moved here.
He takes one final chug, and crushes the can in his hands. There's a bit of an awkward silence after he does this, but I'm not sure why. I ask him why he wanted to meet me here, and ask him if I did something wrong.
Oh, no, not at all. I guess I should have elaborated when I said I wanted to talk. Sorry if you were worrying, I'll handle it better in the future. I actually wanted to apologize to you, Delta. Your first memory of this house will always be me yelling at Dante. He just struck a chord with me. Has a habit of doing that almost every day. He's always paranoid that Argus will come knocking. But the mods I made to my home are harmless. They'd never care.
Yeah, that's good.
It's more risky for him to remove my modifications. He could easily screw up, and it's all downhill from there.
All downhill.
Do anything wrong when you're messing around, and they'll notice. It's like a tightrope. One wrong move, and you're done for. My brain is wired to mess with this stuff. His is not.
Tell him it's fine. We all have things that we're passionate about.
Passionate. Yeah, that's the word. I got a little mad, but my intentions weren't bad, you know? I've worked with this tech for my entire life. I know my way around it.
I like his little fangy. You can see like a singular little fangy on the top left there of his mouth, and it's cute.
That'd be like me going into his room and messing with his writing. You know, making edits here and there so that I feel better about it. I just want mutual respect for my hobby and career.
It makes sense. Isaac definitely seems to know what he's doing. From my understanding, the amount of Argus tech in this home is minimal. But at the same time, it's not illegal. Bend the rules without breaking them, he says.
I guess it's selfish to a degree, though. Because I own this house, I should make sure that everyone feels safe. The situation sucks. I just want to leave all that Argus stuff back at work. It's purely psychological, but to me, Argus is my boss. Nobody wants to go back to a house where their boss is everywhere. Keeping that stuff to a minimum really helps my home feel like it should. A safe place.
I would hate that. I would hate to live with my boss. Like, no matter where you are, you're living with your boss. He's always paying attention to what you're doing, even outside of it. That would be horrible. I would hate that. He shrugs.
At least to me. But I really should consider other people's point of view. I'll just end up like Argus if I expect everyone else to live how I want. Speaking of which, there's something else I wanted to talk about. I mean, it's the real reason I asked you to meet me here today.
Okay, the apology wasn't the real reason? Interesting.
All this talk about how I want things to be, let's change that. There's something I've been meaning to ask you, Delta, and I wish I had more beer for this. More courage.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. He blushes and rubs the back of his head. I'm pretty sure I know where he's going with this. At least, all signs support my current hypotheses.
I just feel like we should get this out of the way as soon as possible. The feeling of tension in the air is starting to damage my calm. But let's face it, you chose to move here. To live with me.
Uh-huh. My friend. Smile.
Did you mean anything by that, Delta?
Oh.
This was a lot easier in my head. Really, I'm just curious if you were interested in me.
Oh, he's cute.
I hope this isn't catching you by surprise. We've been friends online for a while, after all. And moving in here is a pretty big gesture.
Harry. He inches a bit closer to me, and he seems much more calm. I guess now that it's out in the open, his anxiety is disappearing. It's never easy to bring up the kind of thing he just brought up.
I'm curious if the gesture was supposed to mean anything. Either way, I'm fine. I just couldn't stop myself from wondering. But if we do go out, expect me to be incredibly awkward.
I mean, you're already being incredibly awkward, so like I feel like I'm used to that. I feel like if I've been friendly with you online for years, I'd be used to that by now. This does seem a bit sudden, but it's also natural. There's always been a chemistry between us, and now we live together. It crossed my mind a few times, but it's clearly racing through his.
No matter what, though. Friends until the end.
Again, the colored text. Do we bust our nut on the first guy? Or do we see what else is on the trees? Chan, what do you think? I said flirt with everyone, not date the first person who came our way. Why not date every soul you meet? Date them all? Just the biggest poly relationship game ever? Got it. I mean, I'm curious what will happen if I try and date more than one, so let's find out. I mean, we could try being more than friends.
Glad to hear it, Delta.
Oh, romance Isaac. Turn our friendship into something more achievements.
Took a real shot in the dark, but my aim was on point. You're willing to try, and that actually means a lot to me.
I mean, duh. Sinful. Thank you. Busting that nut. He places a hand on the top of my leg.
The world could use more people like you. Willing to embrace new experiences, new people even. Everyone else seems to be a creature of routine these days. Argus has made sure of that one.
Sure has.
But sometimes a routine is more like a prison. So, let's embrace our freedom. Let's drink beer at 2 p.m.
I was expecting the system to be like, you're both dudes can't be knocking balls. He smirks and stands up from the couch. I say, why not? And accept his offer to share a beer. The air is clear, and it seems like we can carry on like normal.
Alright, but let's not do this every day.
Dragon, hey.
Next time we'll go to the coffee shop and hang out. You know, it could be our first date, or whatever.
Ooh. He leaves the room to retrieve some more beer. I feel like our bond will become stronger because of what just happened. Not only did I learn a lot about him, but we made our situation more clear. This is another milestone in my new life. Every interaction I have while I'm here will settle me in even more. It doesn't feel like I'm home just yet, but every second does more to change that. We did it! We did it! Do. Let's see.
Experience heart-to-heart fragment. Dante 1.
See what happens in Dante's heart-to-heart fragment. No, heart-to-heart fragment. God damn it. Freudian slip and all that. Hello? I'm in his bedroom, hello? I enter Dante's room, bringing him back his lost wallet. He was too busy to pick it up at the coffee shop, and I was out running errands. Isaac did warn me about him though, always having his head in the clouds.
Hey, Delta. Thanks for following through. There's no way I had time to do that myself.
Anytime, purple guy. Chat. Purple guy!
According to my agent, I have 12 months left to finish this book.
I want to write a book, chat. I want to do that. I want to do that.
But I signed the contract, so this is my own doing. One crunch session after another. You get used to it, though. Thankfully, the press is really interested in my next project.
I knew he was a writer, but I didn't know he was this successful. I eagerly get into you. Shiloh, hope you feel better. I'm petting your face. Take some medicine and make sure that you make your head your bitch, okay? Mango, hi, I'm doing good. How you doing today? Happy Thursday. Until this point, he's never mentioned much about his career. It's probably now that we're alone. Everyone else in his life probably knows already.
Well, now that you're here, maybe you want to hang out for a bit?
Yeah, Vess?
I could use a little break from that empty page. It's taunting me. Usually does, but today it's pretty bad.
You ever been taunted by an empty page, chat? Good, Shiloh, good. I pat your head. Pa, 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 pa.
Probably the stress of working under a deadline. You know, a year is a long time, but it doesn't feel like it. If I aim for 1,000 words a day, I should be alright.
Ah, yes, uni essays. God, I remember crunching hard. I would always, like, do them last minute. Cat guy, hi. I would do them, like, last minute the night before and spend all night just writing them and then take them in and then come home and go to bed.
But right now, I stand at 0.
0 words.
I have the story mapped out, but that opening scene is the worst. Gotta grab the reader, but also keep the momentum going.
A moment later, he gets out of his chair and moves to his bed. Sitting at the edge, he points to the now empty chair.
Go ahead, take a seat. Don't usually let people in my bed right after meeting them.
Hey!
But I like your vibes, Delta. Tell me something about yourself, if you're down, that is.
There's quite a few. Two of them are Jonah Scott and Sean Chiplock, so. He lays back and looks up at the ceiling. It's such a vague question. I don't know where to start. I tell him that I wanted a new start. Things are getting stale.
Huh. Interesting. Things were getting stale here, too. Guess this arrangement benefits all of us, then. And it was nice of your boyfriend to rent you a room.
Ooh! Ooh! Boyfriend? He's clearly teasing me with that implication. I don't bite.
You know, he doesn't let just anybody move in here. There's a reason it's been the two of us for years. I guess I'm just saying you mean something to him. Keep that in mind, alright? A friendly piece of advice.
Uh-huh.
When you write romance, you start to pick up on these things. I guess it's not really any of my business, though. Just advice, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
But none of us would be surprised if you two ended up together.
He said boyfriend. I nod and thank him for the advice.
Just don't mess with those mods he makes. I got off super easy when you arrived, trust me. It's so bad, I just tell myself to take his insults as compliments. The people we hate are usually the ones we love the most. He wouldn't crack down on us if he didn't want us to grow.
He sure likes talking about Isaac, huh? I try to change the subject and shift it more towards Dante. Curiosity takes over my mind, so I ask him about his next book.
I wish I could talk about it, but I can't. I'm under a strict NDA and a bunch of pesky red tape. In fact, I think I've already said way more than I should.
Fair. I ask him to tell me more about himself then.
I don't know about that one, Delta. I'm a writer, so I know a lame story when I see one.
Wow.
Basically, grew up in a library. All I did was read books day after day. Picked up the skills to write my own, and here we are. A few book deals later, and I live under crushing stress.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Almost makes me wish that my initial success was a fluke. We all have foresight, except for where we need it the most. I think that's all you'll get out of me right now, though. Maybe we should grab a drink sometime, chat a bit more? I mean, if you're down for that. I'd suggest the club, but that night is going to be a drunken blur. If we're talking about next week, however, my schedule is wide open.
I have to chat. I have to say. Oh, are you asking me out on a date? Are you asking me for one of those dates? Exactly. Oh, are you asking me out on a date?
No way. I've seen that story before. Taking your best friend's crush? Ugh, totally scummy. Unless you'd be open to a group arrangement. Kidding. Kinda. Not many stories go that route. Could be interesting, though.
See? Polly! I said it! He sits upright and tilts his head to the side. I can tell that as a sign. He wants me out of his chair. However, before I make it out of the room, he calls my name.
Hey, Delta. I gotta say, you remind me of somebody. This character from my first book. They're an outsider, like you.
Hey, Ken. I tilt my head, confused at why he'd bring this up.
Well, let's just say I have a deep connection with them.
Oh, you're saying you have a deep connection with me?
When you told me about your past, they immediately popped into my head. It probably sounds weird to hear, but that made it easier for me to talk.
Bum, bum, bum. It makes sense to me, even if I can't describe why.
This character traveled to a new city. They ended up falling in love with somebody they shouldn't.
Okay.
You know, like those old tragedies, but with modern flair.
That sounds pretty cool, actually. If this character's like me, I wonder what happens to them. I asked Dante to tell me some more, intrigued at relating to his fiction.
Oh, they die.
Oh, that character. They're a lot like you. Yeah, they die.
Hopefully things work out better for you, though, yeah?
That's I agree. I'm here for like a better future than that. Oh, with a laugh, he turns his chair around and starts typing away. I guess that was my cue to leave, for real this time. What an odd note to end on. Instead of focusing on what he said, I focused on what he didn't say. Our talk inspired him, even if he didn't want to admit it. As I see myself out, that empty page is now almost anything but. Hopefully this new story has a bit of a happier ending. We did it. I'm in danger. We did a thing. Alright, so that is our 2 romanceable options done, dusted.
Hey, you want to see something cool?
The second row. Maybe Vest, I don't know. I don't know if we can die. There's like, I think there's 3 chapters if I remember correctly. I vaguely remember reading that there's 3 chapters. This is just the first and we're barely even scratching the surface.
Experience pivotal fragment. First arrival.
Sounds great. I think I did this out of order. I think these, so the lashing he refers to is going to happen in this, if I remember correctly. I can't remember. I remember we obviously did the first chapter during the beta, so it might be, Ken. It might be pretty long. Don't cry for yesterday. Hope for tomorrow. It might be pretty long because there's quite a few chapters, I'm pretty sure, or quite a few like segments. I grabbed my bags from the trunk, an easy task, as I made sure to pack light. The point of this journey was to leave my baggage behind, not carry it with me. Isaac steps in to help out, and I turn to face the house, my new home.
Well, what do you think? The pictures don't do it justice, do they? It has its quirks, but it served all of us just fine.
It's beautiful. I'm glad to finally be here.
And we're glad to have you, Delta.
Oh, look at him blushing.
We'll get along great. And it'll liven things up, too. Don't tell him I said this, but living with Dante can get a little tiring.
He smiles at me before closing the trunk and locking everything up. I carry 2 of my bags, while he carries the other 2. An equal team. We make our way to the front door and place everything down in sync.
Hold on.
He pulls out his phone and holds it up against the entry scanner. A small beep sounds, and then a moment later the door unlocks. At least the security system protecting this house was solid.
Welcome home, Isaac.
Hey, she knows him. It's not
You may
creepy
leave the
at all.
house 2 more times today.
What the fuck? I mean, I don't care about leaving the house anyway, but like,
Remember, a good score makes a good citizen.
Thanks.
Yeah, whatever. I definitely muted this stuff the other day. Dante must have freaked out and removed my mods. Again.
What if this one dies? Almost time. I don't know. There's got to be something, like maybe like a fingerprint scanner or something. That's true. Tampering with the system at home was a big deal. I don't think Isaac was up to anything shady though. He probably just liked silence. Typically, people would mess with the system when they had something worth hiding.
Well, let's get you settled. With how tired you were in the car, I guess you deserve a nap. But don't mess up your sleep schedule. We gotta watch that report tomorrow.
Oh yeah. We skipped a section technically. I think, or I don't really know. I nod. And now that the door is open, we pick up everything. Using his shoulder to nudge the door open, we slowly enter the house. I've seen so many pictures of this place, but seeing it for real was incredible. The living room is incredibly spacious. It looked much smaller when I saw it online. One thing that stands out to me, however, is the lack of integrated technology. It looks like the living room is frozen in time around 30 years ago. Interesting. This sight, combined with how Isaac acted at the door, revealed one thing. He must not be a big fan of the system. Not everyone is, though. It's fine. I think it's actually cool how quickly you learn stuff about other people when meeting them for real. I can see Dante sitting on the couch, engulfed in his phone. Isaac seemed a little mad, and confronts him immediately.
Hey, Dante, did you mess with those changes I made the other day? I thought I told you to play along with those. I do it for a reason.
Dante's ears perk up, and he immediately rises from the couch. I can tell he let his guard down, but he was eagerly awaiting our entrance. Whatever kind of first impression he was planning, his lack of awareness destroyed it.
Man, can't you see that I'm looking out for you? If they found out about your tinkering, they'd dock you points. Or worse. I'm sure Delta has my back here. Messing with Argus just isn't worth it.
Putting me on the spot the second after you've met me? Nice. I scratch my head and Isaac looks at me, likely expecting my support. I mean, I want to bang him. He's cute, but I want to bang him. I'm gonna have to go with Isaac on this one. Alright, his rules. I don't.
True, but it's only a matter of time before we're tried as accomplices.
Nah, it's
Argus
fine.
may be many things, but forgiving isn't one of them. Look at how the zeros are treated. See what I mean?
Fuck are zeros. I want to bang you. Let's do crimes. Yeah, exactly.
Let's just change the topic, all right? I know I brought it up, but I don't want our first meeting to be an argument. Besides, I work for Argus. I know what I'm doing when I make changes.
Whoa, there was two of me, chat.
If by work you mean enforce the system on others, then sure. You do a lot of things that you'd report other people for doing.
Damn.
Hey, not fair. I may tamper with some hardware, but I never break laws. You'd be surprised how much you can bend the rules without breaking them. I don't know how many times I have to say this, but please, just trust me.
Yeah, Zen. It came out today. Auntie shrugs.
Fine. Still the best deal on housing I've come across. Can you at least tamper with the system and let us skip that report tomorrow? If you're gonna bend the rules, might as well do something practical with it.
We're actually giving away a copy today.
That one toes the line way too much. I'll have to pass. It's only an hour, just put in some earbuds or something. I'm gonna go help Delta unpack and get a bit of rest in.
Alright, fair enough. But if Argus ever comes knocking, just know that I won't hesitate before turning you in.
That eager to get me in handcuffs, huh?
Nice, Zen. Nice, Ken. Ken to Zen, Ken to Den, Den to Den, Den.
It's all part of the plan.
Auntie steps forward with a laugh and holds out his hand.
I was hoping to hang
This
out
right
for a
here
bit,
is my
but
favorite
I get that you're tired.
In the history
If you want to
of
bond or
I think
whatever,
about this every day.
you know where to find me.
I think about this all night long.
Handcuffs
I stay awake,
and bonding in
not
the same
sleep,
sentence?
because I'm
Damn.
thinking about this.
Okay, Zen, I'm just crazy. Once. He locked me in a room. A furry room. A furry room of rats. Rats make me crazy! Anyway. Vance lonks you're adorable. I shake his hand and give him a soft nod. If we're gonna be roommates, it makes sense to bond. I'll let him know that I'll let him know that I'll find him as soon as I get some shut-eye.
Perfect. And make sure to prod Isaac for me. He's way too tight-lipped about the nightclub outing this weekend.
Hey! Thanks for ruining the surprise!
The face.
Your fault, keeping secrets from your friends like that.
I shrug. I knew that Isaac would plan a party, so it's no big deal. Dante smirks at me, and then returns to his spot on the couch. I've met people like him before, an agent of social chaos.
Your friend seems pretty cool, Isaac. Maybe I should start trusting you a bit more often.
Ken, you're a dork.
A group like us? Add Taylor to the mix, and we'll do great things.
Isaac scoffs, but then quickly displays a large smile as Dante becomes lost in his phone.
Head always in the clouds, that one. Almost prefer when he locks himself in his room to write. Before we pick up your luggage, though, hold on a sec. This has been a long time coming, and I never got a chance to at the airport.
Hug him, hug him, hug him, hug him, hug him. He steps forward and wraps his arms around me. I do the same. We stand there for a few moments in a tight embrace. I have no idea why this is the first time I felt it, but this really was the fresh start that I wanted.
Welcome home, Delta. And just like Dante said, great things.
Got Harry Potter now. Great and terrible things, Mr. Potter. I released the hug with a big smile on my face. This was it. Finally, the start of my new life. Hugs are like vitamins for our mind and mood. Agreed. Let's go.
Experience pivotal fragment. Special delivery.
I gotta say, I feel like we could have turned off the blam noise. Sometimes, finding yourself just means realizing how lost you really are. Thank you, fighter, for the sippies. Hey! It's the arrow that is my cursor! I enter Isaac's store, and I am immediately taken back by how fancy it is. The massive Argus Corporation logo at the back is kind of blinding, though. In spite of that, I make my way toward it, and closer to Isaac. He stands behind the register, lost in thought, but I could tell he was tired. That's why I have his box lunch in my hands. He'd got it at home, and I wasn't busy. It was a pretty harmless delivery, all things considered. I'm sure it'd make him happy. Upon seeing me, his ears immediately perk up, and the appearance of stress melts away.
Delta! Oh, what a lifesaver you are! The only thing worse than working is working on an empty stomach. I promise it won't happen again. I'm not normally forgetful like this.
Take any excuse I can to get to spend time with you. Oh, we're laying on the flirting real hard.
Whoa, subtle. Dante must be rubbing off on you.
I mean, if he was doing that, we wouldn't be dating.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but remember, don't flirt unless you plan to follow through with it. No one likes a tease.
Everyone loves a tease. What the fuck are you talking about? It's literally my whole job. It gives me a soft smile and turns back towards his computer. As he faces his work once more, the smirk turns into a grimace. A grimace shake. It was almost like his worries melted away after we spoke. Flattering.
You'll never guess what happened. 10 of my installations this month have backfired. That means the people who bought them made illegal modifications. Basically, I lose the commission. Normally, I don't care, but 10 in a row? Something is clearly going on.
He strokes his chin, like he's lost in thought. It's odd how he hates when people mod their gear, but he does it all the time. Instead of asking more about why, nobody has earned to spy or anything.
Not just modifications, Delta. Illegal modifications. What I do is harmless, and I still follow the terms of service. These people are actively causing harm, using the tech to aid in crimes and stuff.
Right. Isaac wouldn't be the type of person to commit a crime.
Besides, Argus wouldn't care if they found out about my mods. That's why we have zeros. You can basically abandon the system entirely. So when I mute an AI or change the colors of lights, it's nothing. I'd like to think that Argus has bigger problems. I mean, they clearly do.
But are they gay? Gay lights? Are they rainbow lights? Isaac, this is important. Are you doing RGB? Makes sense to me. Now I understand why Isaac's house is so under-equipped. Why implement invasive technology into your home if you don't have to, right? You stick to the bare minimum, just enough to satisfy Argus.
I still feel like trash, though. It's my job to detect potential fraud. They slipped through my fingers, so I enabled their crimes. Argus can dock me points for that. Such a stupid rule.
That hardly seems fair. None of it seems to fit Isaac either. And it's odd. A man peddling wares he doesn't support, or even use in his own life, willingly giving Argus eyes and ears everywhere, except his own home. I vocalize these thoughts, and he shrugs.
A job is a job. That's what I always say. Besides, it could never hurt to stay on Argus's good side. Climb the ladder, and you won't be there when they tip it over. I like working around people, too. And I mostly sell phones, anyway. Big-scale installations like vehicles and home security are few and far between. Can't argue with selling a kid their first phone, though. Connecting them to the world.
That's fair. I'd be a bit conflicted if I were in this situation, though. Argus has never done anything wrong. They're still feared by a portion of the world. Working for them could be seen as working for the enemy by a lot of people. Argus is so secretive about everything they do. It's hard not to theorize. It could be solved by some more transparency, but they're never willing to offer that. Something about a mysterious corporation running the world seems to strike more obedience.
Hey, Delta. Let me see your phone.
Huh?
Come on. I promise not to scroll through your gallery.
I have nothing to hide.
No one ever does. Seriously though, phone up.
Wow. So demanding. I shrug and hand him my phone. I'm glad that I upgraded last month. Isaac seems to notice my brand new model. He looks around the store to make sure nobody is watching. And a second later, he runs the phone along some sort of scanning device.
Wanna know what I just did?
Stole all of my content. Hide the guy. He's looking at my OnlyFurs. He throws my phone back at me. Thankfully, I catch it.
I just stole your identity.
Son of a bitch. What?
Rule number 1, never hand over your phone. Even if it's someone you trust, it's just not worth it. One simple scan and I can do almost anything I want. I could put your info on a new phone, impersonate you online. I could even overwrite the info on your current phone, change your identity.
Why has this become cyberpunk all of a sudden?
But I'd never do anything like that. Probably.
Before I can do anything, he starts laughing.
I'm just screwing with you, Delta. I'd never mess around with important stuff like that.
I would punch him in the arm, like not like hard, but just like in like a oh you bang kind of punch.
I did a few things that might help you out while you look for a job, though. Play along with what I'm about to say. I need an excuse for the computer.
He clears his throat and starts using an acting voice, like he's playing a part. No!
Don't let your kids watch it!
Terribly sorry for the inconvenience. Argus values you more than that. The next 6 months of all Argus-related subscription services are on the house. And not only that, but all Argus-associated venues will be 20% off.
Whoa.
Is there anything else I can do for you at this juncture?
He winks at me, and I'm not sure what to do, or how to take what just happened. I appreciate the gesture, but there's no way what he just did was allowed. He said he'd never break the law, though. I trust him, despite the anxiety. There's no telling what may come from this. I just want to do a good deed, and now I feel immoral. Completing the opposite of what I desired, I leave Isaac with his meal. Maybe we'd have time to talk about this later. Kindred, how are you? Frostcat, right? You dick! Bah! It feels like, see, I don't know, like, it's a cool story, and I'm very curious about where it's going, but like each chapter just kind of feels a little disjointed at the moment.
Pivotal fragment. Meeting Taylor.
It's like you're just missing stories in between the diamonds, you know? Someone out there wants to be you, just as much as you want to be others. '17th of December. Now, chat, do you see anything in the background? Do you see anything in the background that may be a reference to anything? Yeah, Drill, exactly. Does anyone see it? You wonder? Do you see it? Nope. Nothing, Harry? The drinks, no simple. The drinks are normal drinks. But if you look at food in the back, they're right to my next to my ear. Hey, Romeo. Minecraft bread. Pax sandwich. Majira strawberry. Romeo. Waiting for a train. I hope that your train comes soon, Mango. So obviously you've got like game related things, and then you've got like Majira, who's a YouTuber. Hi, Tyler. I sit at the table with Isaac and Dante, slowly chipping away at my dinner. Here we go. Eating as a group isn't something we do every day, but today was special. I'd finally get to meet Taylor. He's pretty busy, so I've only seen him in the group chat. Harry. I know he's a streamer and an internet personality, but I don't know much else. It's cool that someone popular like him was taking time to hang out with me though. Heard a lot about the guy, so I signed up for this group outing with no hesitation. I'm told this is the spot for our group. Whenever they want to hang out, it's usually here. Apparently, they have the best hangover breakfast too.
Damn, Delta, you're inhaling that.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Can't tell us we're exaggerating anymore then. This is the best place in town. Full stop.
Yeah, definitely excited to come here Saturday morning. It's part of your master plan, isn't it?
Hey, nice try, Dante. No more info till Taylor gets here. And even then, we should let him and Delta get to know each other.
Don't you think the nightclub would be better for that? You know how Taylor gets after a couple drinks.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Total lightweight, that one.
Oh, we're a bit of a handsy friend, I guess. Before anyone else can talk, Taylor steps in.
Hey, is that a compliment or an insult?
Anyone recognize the voice of the bun?
Yes.
With a scoff, he sits down beside me and holds out a fist. I bump mine against his, and then he lets out an exaggerated yawn. Resting one arm on the back of the booth, it felt like he was about to pull me in. Markiplier.
Nice to meet you, Delta.
It's not Markiplier.
You're in person.
Yeah, he does, Ross, but not any of the ones in this situation. This is Sean Chiplock, aka the voice of Diluc, aka the voice of Rivali. Same goes for you. Way prettier.
Oh, I was talking about me. Guess you look pretty good as well. I'm kidding. You're a knockout. Don't forget it.
Still your goal to flirt with all my friends, I see.
Sean Connery. Oh no, that's me, Jackie. I'm Sean Connery.
I'm getting pretty good at it too.
He moves his arm from where it was and then points at the table. A pair of headphones rests in front of Dante. They got Taylor's attention.
Oh, those the headphones my chat bought you?
It's kind of insane. Like, just like, I know this happens all the time, but like, it's just such a crazy thing to see in a game. Oh hey, I'm a streamer. My chat bought my friend these headphones. Yeah, Harry?
Oh yeah.
And he kept his end of the bargain, Isaac? No more loud music keeping you up at night?
Surprisingly, he did.
Perfect. No more fighting now, you hear me? Someone's got to keep you kids in line. Anyway, let's get down to business. This whole nightclub thing, I looked at their website and not a single special event is listed.
Yeah, this is private. Just for us.
Nice, Harry.
That means the whole news thing probably won't happen. But the other plans haven't changed. We still have an open bar.
Perfect. That's all I cared about anyway.
Wait, what happened? That's a pretty big change to gloss over, man. Why was the media even a possibility in the first place?
Oh, right. My bad. They never announced the event, so nobody knows they canceled it. The plans that I have are still in full effect, though. Don't worry.
And those are...
I'm introducing all of you to a new friend. He's in town, and he said drinks are on him. That's all you get, though. The rest is a surprise. For real.
There's more? That seems like all of it to me. A friend is visiting and buying us drinks. You timed it with Delta's arrival, too.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Isaac lets out a nervous laugh and rubs the back of his head. I can tell he's acting. There's a bit more to his plans for sure.
Oh, I've got it. I know who we're meeting.
Huh?
Isaac went and got himself a sugar daddy. I guess Argus isn't paying good enough anymore.
What? No!
Yo, look, listen, sugar daddies, hit me up.
That makes perfect sense, actually. Unless you'd like to prove us wrong.
Oh, I see what you're doing. Nice try. It's not going to work.
Yes, Info, what's up?
Just wait until Friday. It's not even that far away. Speaking of which, you're all still down to pregame?
Hey, yo, chat, like, let's chat. Here's a question for you. When you go to the club, do you pregame? When you go to the bar or out anywhere, do you pregame?
Sounds good to me. I'm making a big list of snacks, too.
Great. I'll pick up some of the booze and juice. Let's get started around 4 p.m. Sound good?
Day drinking?
Day drinking?
Day drinking.
A moment later, the server comes and hands her bills. Notice that mine is the discount Isaac assigned to my identity. This is probably a good time to ask him more about it. It still feels wrong.
Oh, he did that to you as well?
He fooled me too, I gotta admit.
Aw.
All of that stuff is just taken out of his paycheck. And if it's not, he's just abusing his friends and family discount. He's definitely not as dark and brooding as you think.
Yeah, Jackie, yeah. Like, but that, I mean, I did that. We did that just because it was cheaper. Like, you could drink a whole bottle of vodka for like £17 rather than like 70.
Thanks for ruining it, dude. I just wanted to be nice and impress Delta. Besides, it's a valid cover-up. Nobody really wants to accept pity money.
Damn, pity money. The fact that I'm jobless is now more apparent than ever. I appreciate Isaac's gesture, but I did save up a lot before moving. He'll help me out, but it wasn't necessary. I thank him just to clear the air.
No problem. Glad to know you appreciate it. I always want to help, no matter how it comes across. It just felt better to remove any chance of offending you.
You don't drink too much. That's fair. Like, I mean, I don't drink as much anymore as I used to, but like, when I did, I did. You know, when I did drink, I pre-gamed. He glances at Taylor as he says that. I'm assuming he didn't react well to Isaac's pity money, but I can actually understand how that would wound someone's pride.
Well, I've come to love it, trust me. But right now, there's an even bigger dilemma at hand.
He opens the menu and looks up and down.
Just what do I order?
Brim. Where's my romance the bun option? Where's bun romance options?
Experience pivotal fragment. Locked out?
Okay. Chat, we're about to get locked out. Even though I'd rather be locked in, you know what I'm saying? Safety of the past is the greatest treasure that we can never possess. Roxy? Five Nights at Freddy's? We leave the grocery store, our hands full of bags. It was mostly booze and a sort of junk food. You know, the usual. Took a couple hours, but Isaac and Taylor were there to make it easier.
That's everything, yeah?
I think so. Dante made the list, though. I'll just blame him if we forget anything.
Classy.
Roxy Wolf. I don't know who Roxy Wolf is. Isaac walks over to the driver's side of the door and tries to open it. A moment later, he looks up, giving us an embarrassed smile.
Oh, speaking of classy, please don't hate me for this.
Isaac, you didn't.
I did.
Taylor groans and places his bags in the ground. I'm a little confused, but I quickly realize what's going on. Hey, Lucas. Isaac locked his keys in the car. I guess we're stuck.
And you insisted on using this dated piece of junk. If you had more refined taste, you could just whip out your phone.
I do have refined taste, and it's not dated, it's vintage.
Vintage.
It's sketchy, is what it is.
You say that, but you'll thank me for having it one day.
Oh, yes, of course. I'm so grateful that you stranded us in the middle of the city.
That day is not today.
Yep. Taylor sighs, his annoyance almost exaggerated.
Well, looks like we're walking. This is Isaac's mess. Let him stay and fix it.
Nah, I'm actually gonna walk with you. I'll have to grab some tools from my workshop. Thankfully, this isn't the first time I've locked myself out.
Silly dog boy.
Thankfully?
Yeah, always makes a good story to tell.
The keys are in the car. Thanks, Isaac. Mr. Clark.
Why not just get a new car? You know, one that follows regulations.
Because I'm just made of money.
He scoffs and walks back towards us. Taylor picks up his bags and we start walking in the right direction. All this added weight, it'd take a couple hours to get back home.
I guess I'm coming over to your place now. Good thing I didn't have a stream planned today.
God, I feel that life. Like, oh, I've gone out. Oh shit, something's went wrong. Glad, a good thing I'm not streaming today.
Or tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah, I'm taking the weekend off for you.
Aww.
I don't get to do that very often. It's costly. But in my heart, I know that this open bar is compensation enough.
You get drunk after one cocktail.
Oh, I plan on going farther than that.
Hey, yo.
You wanted to make the night memorable, right? I think the marker of a memorable night is not remembering it at all.
So 2 cocktails then.
Oh, so you're an alcoholic.
Says the guy who drinks beer at lunchtime.
Day drinking is better.
Oh, I can't wait to hear the explanation on that one.
Before they continue talking, we almost bump into somebody. Zypher, hey. Quickly dodging to the side, we turn back and apologize.
Oh, sorry about that.
Chat, you mentioned Jonah Scott?
Don't worry about it.
Meet Jonah Scott in Komorebi.
Say, that's a lot of food.
I suppose it is.
Well, are you gonna eat it all?
That's what you do with food, yeah?
Oh,
His shoulders slump down, and he looks defeated. We exchange glances as concern rises within us.
Hey, everything all right?
Hey, Melody.
yeah, just really hungry.
Can't you go buy some food for yourself?
He slaps his hands in his pants pockets as if looking for something. A clearly comedic gesture, as we can now tell he's carrying nothing with him.
I guess I forgot my wallet at home.
Your phone, too?
My what?
My what? What's a phone? Hey, Melody. We exchange glances once again, as we start to understand.
Oh, you're a zero.
That's what they've been calling me, yeah. My friends are here to protest. I just wanted to see the city. Didn't pack enough, though, and now this walking has me starved.
We huddle together and start whispering amongst ourselves. I love his face. Look at it. He's just like, oh! Great.
What do we do? Beats me. I've never met a zero before. Hey, aren't we gonna lose points if we keep talking to him?
Dude, he's a person, not a liability.
That's a line.
Of course.
I can hear you.
Isaac and Taylor look scared stiff. To break the awkward silence, I grab an apple from Taylor's bag, holding out toward the zero, and make it clear that it now belongs to him.
No joke?
I shake my head and apologize on behalf of Isaac and Taylor.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I'm just not used to seeing, zeros in the city.
Welcome back, Cookie. I hope that you're done soon. It's the boy. Yeah, Karen.
Or, well, anywhere for that matter. You and your friends are making history.
If you say so.
He steps forward and grabs the apple out of my hand.
What do they call you?
I tell him my name's Delta and I introduce him to Isaac and Taylor.
Delta, huh? So I guess you're the cool one.
I'm the cool one, baby. The forbidden fruit. Do something you shouldn't. What an achievement. With a smile, he takes a bite of the apple and walks away. We wait until he's out of earshot before talking about what happened.
I'm totally cool. What was he talking about?
Yeah, the definition of cool. Walking around in a jacket that's 3 sizes too big.
I'm growing into it.
More like filling it out with all that junk food you've been eating. Anyway, let's keep going. Hopefully that was our only distraction.
Wait, I'm actually kind of concerned.
Trust me, Isaac, it's nothing to worry about. Totally normal to be concerned with your weight.
No, you idiot! It's the zero! He said he wanted to see the city.
Is that weird for someone to want to see a city that you've never seen before? I don't know. I feel like if I went to like San Francisco or New York or something, I don't want to see the city. Hey, Fakura, how you doing?
I have ears.
Matthew, you're adorable.
Yeah, but that means he's never seen it before. He's one of the zeros that was born on a colony.
And?
He never got a chance to say no to the system. He must have had ideals forced onto him by mom and dad.
Oh, I see what you mean. At least we get to choose.
Shouldn't he, too?
I'm good, Fakura.
You know what? Never mind. This is getting too deep for me.
Too deep for me, bro. Damn, I can't believe how deep this is right now, chat.
Yeah, sounds about right. You're more of a drinker than a thinker.
A day drinker.
Guess I have my work cut out for me then.
He laughs and shakes his back slightly. Bottles of alcohol shake around, knocking into one another. As we make our way home, I can't help but feel sorry for that zero too. Everybody should get a chance to start fresh, just like I did. Do 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 do. I guess we just do the next one.
Experience pivotal fragment.
Pivotal
Another session.
Pivotal fragment. I want to replay Dying Light 2. I'll probably replay it during the Donovan. Everybody deserves a chance to start fresh. Even you. The counselor stares at me, like he's unsure of what to say. A few sheets of paper in his hand sporadically divert his attention. I can tell he's reading the notes from our previous session. Our first session. We didn't get to cover much ground, but it was still a nice experience. I was worried we wouldn't get along, and that was a bit of a stressor. He seems nice though, and a lot of my worries have dwindled.
Terribly sorry about last time. I hate cutting things short. But when our safety is on the line, I have to make some tough calls.
Ah, yes.
That protest seemed pretty heated. I hope they didn't give you any trouble.
I shake my head. I had no issues getting home. I don't think the protesters wanted to hurt anybody. They just wanted to change. Obviously, some would fight for that change, but no hands have been forced yet.
Interesting times we live in, hmm?
Oh, do, 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 do.
Pay a group no mind, and eventually it'll grow unchecked. At this rate, the heads of August might have to get involved. But let's not worry about that right now. We're on the clock. There's a couple of things I wanted to ask you last time, so Let's start there. With how calm it is outside today, I don't think we'll have any issues.
Giving him a nod, I leaned back in my chair. I really didn't need to be here, but I didn't want to lose points either. It seemed like we were in a stalemate until he cleared me as a patient. I only saw my last counselor for so long because it was part of my normal. With a big life change like this, I wanted to leave some of that stuff behind. If you can deem me mentally fit, then I won't have to see him anymore. But that could be easy or hard, and it differs from doctor to doctor. But with how we're getting along, I think he can tell that I'm doing well. As I've said many times before, my lack of a vision has never held me back.
This one is actually a bit atypical, but I'll ask it anyway. As we've already established, you're a bit of a unique case. So, if you had the option to experience a vision, would you? Wow,
Sop. You're a fart.
I know you say you're fine without one, but this is a different angle.
Got him!
If I could offer you a vision of your future, would you take it? Keep in mind that you might not like what you see. Not at all.
I'm fine with it, Komorebi.
All right, I'll take your word for it. You're a really interesting person, you know. I like that. Most people like you crave Komorebi. To be like everybody else.
I mean, like, we thought about this last time. We thought about this really hard when it first we played the first part of the game, the beta. If you had the choice to see a bit of your future, right? That could be a good or a bad bit depending on how your vision turns out. But that then defines your entire life from that moment onward. Would you want that? I wouldn't. I think having it's probably a bad thing, because you're gonna then focus on either avoiding or achieving something rather than just having being a blank slate to do kind of anything. I feel like not knowing is better than knowing in this situation.
I've never found any merit in that, though. Trying to be like other people only makes you forget who you are. There's a certain beauty in embracing what makes you special.
And also the fact that everyone's different anyway, so it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter.
There used to be a time when you couldn't do that. At least not without being judged by your peers. Even a few generations ago, psychics were a laughingstock. But then Komorebi came along and turned the tables for everybody. My point is that society moves on to a new fad almost every other day. Trying to stay current, trying to fit in, is generally a bad idea.
Streamers in a nutshell.
Be yourself, Delta. Your time in the spotlight will come eventually.
What if you could see back in time and see things you've forgotten yet made? What do you mean, Dragon? Isn't that just called remembering? Emmy, hello. I nod, unsure of where he's going with this. He makes me do that a lot, doesn't he?
Regardless of your thoughts right now, in the future you may feel pressured to fit in. I try and give my patients lessons that they can use for the rest of their lives. So even if I end up clearing you as a patient, you'll be just a tad wiser.
Okay. You know, when he puts it that way, it sounds kind of cool. I may not need a therapist, but maybe I shouldn't think of him as one. He's like a mentor, an older, wiser person to teach me valuable lessons.
As I was saying, Komorebi changed the way we see almost everything. We look back on history and see prophets all the time, but we never believed them. Seers, soothsayers, fortune tellers, we see them littered throughout our past. But now it's impossible to justify our skepticism. In fact, it now seems unreasonable to deny. Who's to say that Komorebi wasn't gifted to special people in the past? These people throughout the ages could have just been the first to receive it.
Maybe it was like a trial. Maybe they got like base Komorebi and we got the full version. Like a curse and maybe it's a trial room before giving it to the world. Haha, it's literally what I just said. Yeah, maybe like a trial room before giving it to the world.
Interesting take, but you could be right.
It could be. You never know.
We do trial runs all the time. No reason why nature can't do the same. It's just that the implications of these visions unsettled a lot of people. I'd advise you not to think of Komorebi as a gift, though. A lot of people without visions do that. They feel like they weren't worthy.
Did I say gift?
That's a downward spiral, though, as I doubt we'll ever be able to prove its origins. But regardless of where it came from, we have to live with it. You seem to be doing pretty good in a world like this, though. You may not fit in, but like I said, you don't need to.
He smells softly and places his papers on the stand beside him.
I'm a bit of an outlier myself, you know. There's a reason why I counsel people like you, Delta. So when I talk about not having visions, just know that I speak from the heart. A lot of things you feel over your lifetime, I already have. Doubts, fears, depression. There's a lot that could come your way.
I wonder if like he had a son or a daughter who was like didn't get Komorebi.
If I can make it easier on you, then I consider all of this a success.
Whoa. So wait. Oh no, maybe he just doesn't or whatever. Whoa. So he's never experienced Komorebi either. Why doesn't wait, hold on, wait. If he's not experienced it, then how is he able to mentor people on it? I don't know. I also find it interesting that he's starting to open up to me. Until just recently, he seemed like he was reciting a self-help book.
You might not experience these things for years to come. But unfortunately, we all have a crisis or two throughout our lives. When yours comes, I hope that you'll look back on these talks with an open mind.
It feels a little harsh to tell me that my life will be difficult in the future. But I guess that's a universal fact. Nobody sails through life without issue. I thank him for what he's told me, and especially for opening up to me.
No worries, Delta. This is a two-way street. I may do most of the talking, but I try to mix it up. I want to talk to you, not at you. It's more personal that way. For example, now you know that I'm just like you. My advice may have seemed generic, but it came from experience, and that, as they say, is the best teacher. So I think we'll mix together well. Let's talk about that during our next session, though. We're almost off the clock. I'd hate to get cut off in the middle of something like we did last time. Just be careful out there when you leave. Could be another protest, or even worse.
I realize that he's right. The hour of our session has basically flown by. It's probably a good thing though. Wouldn't want these meetings to drag on. After thanking for his time, I decided to gather my thoughts before heading out. Oh. We have
Interact with each word to learn more about it.
We have more words.
Upon interacting with both, your experience will continue.
The inner workings of the corporation are shrouded in mystery. Nobody even knows who runs it, but theories run rampant. Currently, it must be in the hands of the founder's child, or children. Been way too long to remain in the hands of just one generation. But no matter who runs it, their influence on society is clear. A world without Argus Corporation would be awful. At least that's what we think. All we can really do is speculate. Either way, the influence and power of this single corporation is immense. They have a monopoly on almost everything, and use it to maintain order. Could be worse. They could use their power for nefarious purposes. Not worth thinking about it though, as there are far more real issues at hand. Namely, the protests and the people living outside our city limits, the Zeros. While the system is presented as mandatory, some people still dodge it. They have no score, no identity, and live outside the city on self-sustaining colonies. They're known as Zeros. While originally a small group, they have since grown quite large. But as they grow, so does the size and scope of our cities. The Argus Corporation has slowly but surely been encroaching on the Zero territory. They're running out of space, and the integrity of their communities is more and more at risk. Some people say that they deserve it, but I don't think it's so black and white. Either way, these protests aren't violent, and they aren't calling for any substantial change. Zeros simply want the ability to enter the city legally, purchase what they need to live. They need this because the loss of space means they can't make enough on their own. Not only that, but many people who live on the outside the city don't do so by choice. If you abandon the system, you wouldn't be allowed back, or your children, or even their children. Many Zeros suffer for the choices of those that came before them. Hey Riku, what do you mean MMX? How could I mess up? These protests could give them the chance to try their hands at life in the city. I'm sure they'll reach a mutual conclusion. But it's odd how involved Argus is. They have such a sway with world powers, but I guess, as people say, they did save the world. Maybe they're simply collecting what they now believe is a reward. Riku, how you doing today? You fell asleep on us last night. It was adorable just seeing this Moogle like face planting in the corner.
Experience pivotal fragment. Introspeculation.
Introspeculation. Nostalgia is like a broken mirror. Recreate the past and you'll end up full of cuts. Riku, I'm squishing your face. I'm rubbing your face with my beans. I throw my head back and take a shot. The alcohol quickly burns my throat. After a couple of coughs, I let out a noise that signals my satisfaction. I can't help but feel happy, as a warm feeling rises within me.
I guess Delta is a lightweight too. Looks like you have some competition, Taylor.
Hey, it's not a competition if the victor is clear. $100 says I pass out before they do.
Oh, now this is gonna be interesting.
Here, let me get the music. We need a theme song for Taylor's demise.
Wow, have some faith, dude.
Wow.
As if your ego needs to get any bigger. If I could afford it, my money would go right on Delta.
Wait, you can't afford it? I thought your books were bestsellers.
Yeah, they were.
Aww.
Anyway, what do you want to hear? You all okay if I put on some Clays?
Clays? Wait, hold on. Isn't that the name of the developer, the person who made the hit game Komorebi? I guess that it is. Riku, we love you.
I could go either way.
You know, I heard he could too.
Bum.
Oh, really? He'd fit in well with us then.
Whoa, speak for yourself, man. We don't all hit on everyone we see.
I feel called out right now, chat. I chat. Listen. Shut up. Don't call me out like this.
Yeah, I made sure to warn my friend about that. Meeting a boozed up Taylor is certainly an, experience.
Well, I'll take that as a compliment.
Please don't.
You know, it's funny, because when we first played the demo, I don't know what it was, right? But the first chapter, I was like, this bunny, he's cute, he's fucking cute. I like this, what the fuck, this bunny? I like this bunny. It's worn off. I don't know what it is. Originally, this bunny, I was like, oh, this bunny, but now I'm just, he's cute, but it's not just drawing my attention anymore.
Always gotta ruin my fun.
He's cute. He is.
But go ahead, put on some Clays. Not very party-like, just sitting here in silence.
Dante smiles and pulls out his phone. The speakers in the corner of his room let out a noise, signaling his connection. After a few moments of scrolling through his device, He decides on a song.
Party time?
Is it because no challenge? I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I think Jonah's wolf character is way fucking hotter now. I don't know what I feel like I've changed. I've changed, chat.
Party time!
Listen to Clay's song Encore. He presses play with a wide grin on his face, and music fills the room. Isaac grabs a bottle of vodka, resting on the table, and stands up tall.
And that means more shots!
More shots! He slides his shot glass across the table in my direction, and he does the same but in Taylor's direction. Oh no, they really do want to test our tolerance. Nala, hey.
Prepare for
My god, Riku, you're dark. He throws the bottle in the air and catches it with a flourish.
We're making it a double.
Oh shit. He walks over to me and fills up both our shot glasses with vodka. A moment later, he does the same to Taylor, topping us up. Tell him I'll do it as long as him and Dante do too.
You have yourself a deal. 4 for you, 4 for us.
You really want us to pass out, huh? Don't think your friend would like being stood up.
We'll pace ourselves, don't worry. Remember, we're not leaving for 3 more hours.
Also, chat, for those of you who are interested, when you buy the deluxe version of the game, you get the soundtrack as well. It's like 7 tracks. I have it. I got it because I kickstarted the game. So, and it's got some good songs in it.
So you're saying drink up?
I'm surprised you haven't already.
As if that was a direct challenge, Taylor and I both take our shots. Then in one swift motion, we slide the glasses over to Isaac and Dante. Filling them up almost immediately, Isaac then strikes a thinking pose.
We should have a toast.
To what?
Taylor's inebriation is becoming clear as he wobbles slightly. If the earlier wager was more official, I guess he'd be winning.
I live by many rules, but one has never let me down. Always let a rider make the toast. It's what they do best.
All eyes were immediately on Dante.
Wow. No pressure or anything.
Come on, it's an honor.
It's my job. It's not a party trick, but sure. Let me think of something.
Him and Isaac both pick up a shot glass in unison. There's a pause for a few moments while Dante decides what to say. But after a little while of thinking, he seems to give up and laugh.
You know what? This one's just from the heart. Here's to getting wasted with the people that matter.
Yeah, with the people that matter. And with any luck, that list will keep on growing.
Yeah, we should have a drink. We should have a drink stream, and we'll get wasted with the people that matter, aka you guys. Taylor and I hold our hands up like we're taking shots as well. We all say cheers, and they down the vodka faster than Isaac poured it. Talk about getting a head start on the night, buzzed before supper time.
Speaking of which, who are we meeting? You gonna tell us who this friend of yours is?
Nope. But
Hey, Patrick.
honestly, I'm nervous too. I've never met him, so it's not just you.
You have a lot of online friends, Isaac.
Wait a second. You've never even met him?
Correct?
And you think I move fast with guys?
Hey, it's not like he's a stranger, man. He's just never been in town until today. But we've been friends online for a while now. Trust me, he's good. No need to worry.
If you say so. Anyone who gives me free booze is good in my books. I just thought you met him before with how much you've been saying.
Nope. Just the anxiety making me ramble. Hence all the liquid courage we just ingested. Might want to switch to rum though. Vodka's running dry.
Fuck, man, vodka's great. I love vodka. He shakes the bottle with an embarrassed laugh. We've already gone through a whole bottle? Wow. Isaac must have a weird definition of pacing.
Rum? I'm down.
Bunny likes rum.
I'll go grab the cola. I think it's time to start mixing. Those straight shots are really starting to creep up on me.
You know, the more I'm listening to this song, the more I'm getting like FNAF vibes from it. With dramatic flair, He acts like he's passing out. Then a moment later, his head rests on my shoulder. I laugh and exchange awkward glances with everyone else.
Or maybe you could get it for me, Delta. I fear I've gotten a bit lightheaded over here.
So is there sex? Hi, Pianta. Hi, Andy. I have no problem doing a favor for a friend, so I agree. But a temptation rises within me to mess with him before I get up. Looking down at him, I think of what message I'd like to send. Let's wrap an arm around him. I wrap an arm around him and give him a tight squeeze. The others look a bit surprised, but Taylor sounds incredibly happy.
I'd tell you not to let go, but I really wanted that cola.
I'm good, Andy. How you doing today?
Ah, yes. The master of romance.
A lifetime of practice.
A few chuckles fill the room as I stand up and walk to the fridge. Cola is easy to find, even amongst the booze-filled appliance. Then I make it back to the table. I notice that Dante is holding the rum.
Man, I'm gonna miss this.
He sighs as he shakes the bottle, swirling the liquid inside.
Well, we can always buy more. It's cheap stuff.
No, not that. I meant all of this. In general. Sitting down with your best friends, getting drunk during the day, downing shot after shot like our bodies aren't starting to hate us.
Oh, you mean youth.
Yeah, but at least we made the most of it. Couldn't have asked for a better group of friends.
Dude, I feel exactly the same way. I can't even imagine what life would be like without all of you. Just the thought of it is enough to keep me up at night. And it does.
Ooh, how did surfing go, Andy?
Oh? Finally confessing your feelings for all of us?
This is so good. Yeah, Pianta, exactly. That's why it's great.
Dude, no way. It's just, we're so close now. But are we still in touch in any of your visions?
I shrugged. It's pretty obvious that I've never had a vision. The rest of the machines worried glances at one another. They didn't have to say anything. I knew exactly what they were thinking.
Oh.
Exactly. I can't get it off my mind. I think of you all as my family. But in my vision, you're not even an afterthought.
By now, Dante has fixed all of us on rum and cola. The mood in the room took a turn for the worse, and I stare at my glass. I'm not sure how I fit into this conversation. I'm definitely still the odd one out.
Hey, we're together now, and that's what matters. If you're constantly worried about the future, you'll never enjoy the present. We could drift apart, yeah, but no point in just moping around until it happens.
That's awesome, Andy. I'm glad you had fun. Isaac looks up from his glass with a smile.
Remember what you said about foresight in the group chat? If we know we might stop being friends, then we need to make the most of it. And I don't know about you, but I think tonight is the perfect night for that.
You know what? You're right. But why do we have to drift apart? Who says we can't be friends forever?
Fate, and quite literally.
Well then, screw fate. I won't let anything take you away from
Yeah, screw fate, chat.
I don't know if we're equipped to fight fate, man. And if well-wishing were a weapon, the world would be much better off. Let's just create some memories that we can revisit whenever we want.
Even when we're no longer together.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. It just breaks occasionally. Don't worry about it. Isaac's mood almost instantly reverses, and he holds up his glass.
Now there's a toast.
We touch our glasses together and take a large swig.
And shame on you, Taylor. Using my own words against me? Guess it's true what they say, though. Your own advice is always better when it comes from somebody else.
We're all creatures of self-doubt, man. Can't escape that. But don't worry, Isaac. I'm not going anywhere.
Pianta, I didn't know you were dating someone called Fate.
I'm not sure if we can beat fate. But I promise to put up one hell of a fight.
Dragon, we're gonna fight God in our RPG. That seemed like the perfect end to our discussion. Moving on to more casual topics, we slowly sip our drinks. But this is the first time I've seen the more negative effects of komorebi. A group of people realizing they might not be friends forever. There's something so liberating, yet terrifying about that. It almost seemed like a rite of passage into maturity. But here I sat, with no vision to my name, and no input at all. As my new life kept going, I'd have no idea what the future could bring. And that thought alone was almost as liberating and terrifying as the alternative. Look, listen, if I'm dating one of them, I feel like I have to be in their future. I can't just not be in their komorebi. I believe I should have journal.
Which journal entry?
I have journal entries. See, these are things that I forgot to talk about. So you get like journal entries as you progress through the different things. Sunday, December 15th, 2021. Or 2041. I finally moved in with Isaac. Wow, that feels weird to say. I've been dreaming of a new start for such a long time. Now that it's here, it feels kinda surreal. Like a dream. Dreams are good though, especially when the alternative is a nightmare. But I don't think I'll have to worry about that. I may worry about Dante though. He seems to disregard a lot of Isaac's wishes, and their personalities clash all the time. They seem to use that as a springboard to become closer, instead of an excuse to drift apart. I feel like we could all learn a thing or two from that. Isaac added me to the group chat, and I got to talk with Taylor for the first time. I'm going to try organising an outing in a few days so I can meet him for real. He's a pretty popular streamer actually. I could even tell from the energy he exuded over text that there was something special about him. I wouldn't throw the term born entertainer around easily, but he's definitely a born entertainer. I could tell he's a bit cautious about his public image though. He kept telling Isaac and Dante not to fight, since he didn't want any scandals on his shoulders. That's a ticking time bomb though. I've only been here for a day, and I can already tell that getting Dante and Isaac to stop teasing each other is a fool's errand. When I write about these people, I feel happy. I definitely made the right choice. Delta. I'm gonna write on the sides like a true rebel. Very cute.
View which journal entry?
Monday, December 16th, 2041. We're all just numbers in a computer. Isaac left his lunch at home today, so I had to bring it to him at work. His store is definitely pretty chill, and he even told me that his manager is always hiring, so if I ever came to it, I could work with him. Only if I need to though. A last resort. Working with friends can easily destroy productivity. There's also the fact that we'd be competing for sales. That's never a good thing to do with people who are close to you. Not that there'd even be a competition. I mean, I'd clearly win. I do feel kind of bad for Isaac though. He mentioned that he lost commission on a lot of sales. I guess people who were up to no good decided to con him into selling them some stuff. He told me that he can lose points, since he's basically enabling their crimes. Since when is ignorance a form of complicity? Isaac is 100% innocent, and I'd always have his back. I wonder what crimes they were committing, and why they'd need to buy so much stuff though. Maybe we'll ask Isaac sometime. If they dock points from his score, they better give him every last detail, or at least let him contest it. But I guess if Argus didn't want to tell them, they could hide it behind a new glitch in the system excuse. A blanket absolve seems to absolve Argus of any wrongdoing lately. It's pretty weak. Anyway, my mind is just running wild. I wasn't even planning to write in this journal today, but it's currently late at night, and Dante is blasting music while he works. I'm pretty sure that I can hear Isaac fuming all the way from my room.
View which journal entry?
Tuesday, December 17th, 2041. I met Taylor today. It was definitely an experience. He even tried flirting with me like 5 seconds after meeting me, but I guess that's just how he is. Can't hate on a guy for being himself. Harmless. Harmless fun. It was also my first time going to the Triple R. That's the coffee shop our gang frequents. It also doubles as a nice place to get a meal. Their hangover breakfast has been immensely recommended anytime the name of the shop is run up. The Triple R. Rest, relaxation, and whatever the third one is. I guess it's one of those mysteries we'll never solve. Or I guess I could always ask the employees, but that requires socializing. Anyway, I didn't even get to learn much about Taylor. The topic of the day was our upcoming nightclub trip. Isaac seems to have planned a party surrounding my arrival, and not only that, but there's another new friend of his coming to town. I guess I wasn't the only one? Not that it matters. I can't expect everyone else's lives to revolve around my arrival. But it wouldn't hurt if it did, at least for the first little bit. Everyone likes feeling like a star every once in a while. Dante left his wallet. I think I'll bring it back to him. He did mention wanting to bond when I got the chance, and his room is pretty close to mine. I wonder if he even realized his mistake. I'll figure that out right now.
View which journal entry.
I wish you could just like hit like the arrow key and just cycle to the next one. Wednesday, December 18th, 2041. Okay, so I've been forgetting a few things. That discount Isaac applied to my identity wasn't really what I thought. He just shared his friends and family discount with me since he works for Argus. I feel a lot better about that now. I kind of thought we were cheating the system. I don't want to get in trouble so soon after moving. I really like it here. Batham, hey, how you doing? Welcome on in. Oh wait, what's this in that? Ram ran out of space on the bottom, so I'm signing here and no one will stop me. No, god damn it. I also started to bond with Dante. He almost seemed a bit distant. A bit distant, but I kind of felt a real connection the moment we were alone. You know, without the constant quips he likes to throw around, they were still there. Don't get me wrong, but they didn't take the forefront like they normally do. I got to learn more about him and his work, and it was great. I'm sure Isaac will be happy that we're getting along too. Me, Isaac, and Taylor also ran into a Zero on the street today. I knew that they were here to protest, illegally, yet also peacefully, but I didn't pay them any mind. That all changed today. The people are no longer a concept in my head. I've met them for real, and a lot of the advice people have been giving me just feels wrong now. Ignore them. Don't get involved. But they're people, and they're suffering. How can we ignore that? Maybe that's why Argus never wanted them in the city, so we always saw them as an invisible threat. I guess it's a lot easier to fight the idea of a person than it is the actual person. I hope they get what they want.
View which
Hey,
journal
Manuel.
entry.
Thursday, December 19th, 2041. Well, tomorrow is the big day. We've got all the stuff we need to pregame. And everything is set in stone. We've been told to take it easy and relax. I want to help with preparation, but this party is for me, as they say. So I should just sit back. I guess you should accept the courtesy while I can. A lot of the offers I've been given lately were just because I'm new here. Also, Baka. Mwah. I know that once I settle in, I'll be expected to pull my weight a bit more. Or maybe a lot more. Who knows? But I have a feeling that this expectation will become a reality once the dust from our nightclub outing settles. So I guess I'll enjoy this last little bit of laziness while I still can. The visits with my counselor are going well too. Honestly, everything is going well for me lately. It's so much better than where I came from. I finally feel like I can breathe and live for myself. I think I'm through living for other people. I was so used to helping others that I forgot what it felt like to help myself. A little self-care can go an extremely long way. My counselor did mention the zeros though. I kind of have a personal policy where I refuse to lie to my counselor, but I don't know what to do. He technically works for Argus, so I'm not sure how he'd react if he knew that I not only socialized with a zero, but gave them some of my food as well. I mean, it seems inherently harmless, but I'm pretty sure it's still against the law. I know counselors say that you can tell them anything, and it's just between you and them, but is that true? Anyway, Isaac wanted to talk to me about something today, since it's our last free day before we get too drunk to function. And then he signed the top. Engaging side content. Chat, do you ever just write in the columns just to be a little gremlin? I think that's really it. There's these ones here, but they're like little skits. I don't think I can do these yet. So if I hit next,
Experience culmination fragment. The nightclub outing.
this is the outing one. I don't know what this is good. We've never seen after. We've seen up to this, but we've never seen after this because once we did the nightclub in chapter 1, the demo ended. Thank you for choosing Argus. Our future, you're away. Devin, hi, you cutie. Welcome on in. Hi. He reads through some papers as I tell him my weekend plans. I want to make sure that my social life was thriving in this new setting. It was, for now. He seemed happy that I have a new group of friends in my life.
Right, of course. The nightclub trip and the, pre-gaming. Well, at least you're being social. Not something I'd recommend making a habit of, though.
How are you doing, Devin?
The pre-gaming, I mean, not the socializing.
Oh, but pre-gaming's so good.
Having a friend group is healthy and can make all the difference. I'm glad that you're able to get along with Isaac's friends, too. Bringing a new person into a social group can often be complicated. You'll probably notice that you're under a microscope, too. At least for a while. but they should seek your approval just as much as you're seeking theirs.
Hey, Snowy, I'm good. How you doing today? After getting caught up, he puts the papers off to the side.
Speaking of that, though, have you been seeking more than friends? It's healthy to date and test the waters, you know.
It's healthy to date. I told Isaac that I'd like to give it a try, actually.
Makes perfect sense. You did move here for him, after all. And if not for him, then at least to live with him, which is a big gesture. From everything I've been told, it seems like you two get along just fine.
Oh, did you enjoy Barbie, Snowy? He scribbled down notes on a piece of paper that rests beside him. I'm tempted to ask him what he's writing down, but I know it's nothing bad. In fact, I'm pretty sure that I'll be cleared as a patient within a month or so.
Have your friends told you anything about their Komorebi? I mean, do you know if any of them are like you? Bonding over a shared trait can always help.
Wait, what? You loved Barbie? You loved one of the actors in it, or were you one of the actors in it? I let him know that I'm definitely the odd one out. They didn't reveal their visions, but I know that they had them. For the time being, I was definitely alone with the struggle.
I guess the odds were incredibly slim. But as far as I'm concerned, it was worth a shot. If you're interested, I could hook you up with some support groups.
Oh, okay, Snowy. I'm glad. I do want to see it. I might go see them tomorrow because I've got nothing planned. Devin, you're chilling. You being a cutie and you're chilling. Let them know that I'm not interested in that. Like I've said many times before, my lack of a vision doesn't affect me.
Oh, that's exactly why I'd recommend you go to a support group. I think others could benefit from hearing how you think and feel. Whether you know it or not, you're a pretty remarkable case.
Andrew, you have a wonderful night. Thank you for being here. I squish your face. I shrug and ask him if that means he's close to clearing me as a patient.
One step at a time, Delta.
That's a no. You didn't sleep well? Oh, go get some rest. Make sure you get a good sleep.
I can't make a big decision like that unless I'm certain. Thankfully, your honesty and cooperation are helping.
I can't help but direct my attention to some colorful papers by his side. They look like pamphlets, so I decide to ask him what they are. My best guess is that he already had some support groups in mind.
Oh, these? A Zero handed them to me on my way to work.
Snowy.
I guess part of their protesting involves spreading around propaganda. This first one claims that Argus is responsible for Komorebi.
I don't know. Could I take a plushie to the cinema? I don't know. That sounds a bit, like they might laugh at me for having this like fox getting dragged along by the hand, by the paw. He picks up a pamphlet and opens it.
It says that they engineered it somehow. Then they swooped in to play the savior and control society. Those who don't experience visions are just strong enough to resist.
Sounds like the plot of a Mission Impossible movie. With a laugh, he places it back down and grabs the hour.
Now, this one was actually more interesting. It says that the existence of Komorebi disproves free will. That's clearly not true. I wonder if they actually believe this nonsense.
He flips through the second pamphlet.
Unfortunately, we've seen people take their own lives due to Komorebi. This very act proves that, to some degree, we can still control fate. The leading theory is that these visions are more like warnings.
Exactly, Snowy. Timo, how you doing?
You know, a kind of heads up of what could be. Some people even believe that they're glimpses into alternate worlds. Of course, I didn't bring you here to talk about metaphysical nonsense.
Let's go your face, Cigar. Oh, intrigued by the conversation and something about pamphlets, I ask him where he stands on the subject, what he believes.
Well, I believe that we'll never know the truth of Komorebi. But many visions have come to pass, while many haven't. And as I said before, some people don't live to find out.
That's crazy. Like, you see your vision, but you don't live long enough to find out if your vision comes true. But then again, your vision might not be about you. I think this is what they're saying. It may be like a world event, like World War IV or something, and you just don't see it because you don't live long enough. That would be a really fucked up vision. Like, if you get a vision, but it has nothing to do with you.
If I had to commit to an idea, I'd say I agree with the leading theory. They're just possible outcomes. Nothing set in stone or predestined. Argus isn't responsible, and we still have free will at the end of the day.
So where did they come from? And what is their purpose if they're not set in? So I don't know. I feel like it's some weird.
That's just wishful thinking. We'll never really know. Some visions could just be tricks to send people down a certain path. I think it's more important to handle things on an individual basis. For example, what does your vision, or lack of vision, mean to you? It's best to lead with that rather than seek out a universal truth. Like I always say, truth can just be a gateway to more fright.
Puts the second pamphlet down.
I hope people don't start believing these silly stories. If those zeros are really here to cause trouble, I'd avoid them. No sense getting caught up in something like this, you know?
I nod and choose not to mention the zero I ran into. Besides, something told me our session was quickly running out of time. And they welcome back. We continue to talk, but all I can think about is the upcoming festivities. I like rain. We make our way down the city streets as the booze starts to wear off. It was a long walk to the nightclub. We didn't feel like driving or using public transit. Because of that, we wobble slightly as we head towards our destination, Club Euphoria.
I'm surprised your friend didn't help us out with transportation.
What do you mean?
Gives us an open bar, but he didn't send us a limo? Rude.
Oh, don't get greedy. It was a nice gesture. He just wants to get things off to a good start.
My legs are killing me, so we're off to a great start. Remind me to give him an earful when we get there.
Speaking of which, I still need to yell at Dante.
What did I do now?
I heard that noise when you connected to our speakers, dude. Was I not clear enough the other day? Don't mess with my mods.
I haven't. Well, not since then. It's just been a while since anyone connected like that. Trust me, Isaac, I made those changes months ago.
Is that supposed to get you off the hook?
Yes.
I'm just being honest, man.
I guess we'll see.
Andy scoffs and looks the other way.
You know, I might not drink as much as I thought tonight.
What? Why's that?
It's these new painkillers.
Wait, you're in pain?
Yeah, because you won't get off my back.
Oh!
Is it too much to ask for just one night of fun? You're the one who wanted that, yet you're tearing into me.
An awkward silence fills the air as they stare at one another. But just like usual, they erupt into laughter only a few moments later.
Fine. I'll try and ease up on you a little bit. If we want to be friends forever, I might just have to.
Damn, right? All of a sudden, I start to think about the conversation we had earlier. In their visions, they were no longer in touch. No longer a friend group.
You really think we can pull that off?
I guess it's worth a shot.
Isaac stomps in his tracks and turns to face all of us.
Then we should make a pact.
Like with blood?
No.
Ah, shame. Always wanted to do one of those.
Of course, the streamer wants to do a blood pact.
I'd rather not have your blood on my hands, Taylor.
Oh, but I thought we were finally bonding.
Come on, can you please take this seriously for a second? I just want to make sure that we don't all drift apart.
And how do you suggest we do that?
The group chat, probably. Let's promise to keep using it no matter where we are, even if it's just 1 or 2 messages a week. No pressure, right? Then we really can be friends forever. Right now, you're all important to me. I think about you all the time. But in my vision, like I said, I'm not even aware of your existence.
Maybe that's because how do you know what you're aware of? I don't know. How do you aware of what you know in a vision? I don't know.
Oh, tragic. Everybody should know who I am. But on a more serious note, I guess I can manage that.
Hey, Arrow, how you doing?
Yeah, I don't plan on leaving the group, so I'm down.
One second, chat. You know, this inspired me to abuse my friends real quick.
Then let's make it official.
He puts out his hand, facing, palm facing down. It's going good, Arrow. It's very cute boys, you know? Cute boys, cute boys, cute boys. Love it. One by one, we stack our hands on top of his. I wait until the end, since I'm the newest one here.
Friends, until the end.
Until the end. We all say that in unison, and look at each other with big smiles. Personal font, all the colored text that we're seeing, there later on we're gonna have like an ability or something, and we're gonna be able to use that to drill in on that text, and it's gonna do something. I don't know what, but this is just something I'm getting. My perception of games and how they usually work. A moment later, we pull back our hands and continue on our way. I had no problem with the agreement, since it seemed pretty low maintenance. It's a little odd, but this pact suddenly made my life feel more grounded. If we really followed through, I'd always have friends to support me. That made this scary new city seem all the more inviting. By the time the night was over, this place would be home. I decided to bring up something that my counselor told me at our session. There's a theory that Komorebi isn't set in stone. It's just a possibility. A pact like this could very well defy what they believe to be fate.
Ah, yes, the parallel universe thing. If that's true, then I'm screwed no matter what. If you're my best friends, then this is clearly the darkest timeline.
Wow.
Rude?
Damn, Taylor. Fakura. Mwah.
Hey, don't worry. I thrive in the dark.
I noticed that Dante looks a little worried.
Hey, you know your counselor isn't supposed to do that, right? He's supposed to stick to facts and Argus-approved exercises. I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's off curriculum, so to speak.
Look, Dante, listen. Let the man do his teaching.
Yeah, and that could only come from someone who's never had a vision. People like us who live with Komorebi kind of find that laughable. It's something you can't understand, not unless you've lived it.
I ask you for some clarification, as I'm a little confused.
Well, I didn't have a speech prepared or anything, but it'd be like hosting a lecture on something you know nothing about. And not only that, but your students are already experts on the subject.
That would both be difficult and embarrassing.
Think about it this way. It's inescapable even if you escape it. We could defy our vision, sure, but we still have to experience it. Every day, we face the future as if it were the present.
I don't get it. Did they always have the same dream?
It's indistinguishable from reality, and it's awful. So even if we are friends forever, I'll still lose you all the time. Who cares if it's another world or universe? Feelings are all real.
Wow. He nailed it.
I guess I never thought of it that way before. Even if we learn the origin of these visions, they're still happening every day. They still exist alongside the truth. Probably even overpower it.
Though I have to say, we should probably change the subject. This whole thing seems like a recipe for depression. Let's not sabotage our night out, huh?
I kind of like how fluffy purple boy is. He's very cute.
True. And honestly, thanks for your input, Delta. I know that you were only trying to help out.
I nod and tell him it's fine. It's true though. It wasn't my place to speak about Komorebi. Building off that lecture metaphor, I should be sitting and listening.
Whoa! Didn't expect such a big lineup.
We were in the next corner and see the nightclub for the first time. For some reason, it looks exactly how I expected it would. Isaac was right. The lineup was massive.
I thought you said they canceled the event.
They did. I guess this is just the kind of traffic they get. It is the most popular club in town, after all.
Hopefully it's earned that title. Any chance your friend can help with the line?
I think he did, actually. Let me go talk to the person at the door.
Is that Bunny talking? Was that? I think Dante is a wolf or a husky. Maybe husky? Could be a husky. Taylor's the bunny. Dante, I think, is this husky guy. And I think that Isaac's maybe a wolf? I'm not sure exactly. They're canines at least. And Taylor's a bunny. Could be a husky? Could be. We stand around and exchange glances with one another. It actually tells you on like their character profile on the Kickstarter. I just don't remember what it said. Dante still looks worried and inches closer to me. Hey, Brandy.
You know, I was serious about what I said. Your counselor isn't supposed to talk about that kind of stuff. If you reported him, you might be able to get cleared as a patient.
Shrug. That seems extremely unfair. I doubt that reporting him would get me cleared. They'd probably just transfer me over to someone else. I'm already making progress with him, so I can't do that. Starting all over with another counselor would be super tedious. Dante nods as I speak my thoughts. He seems to understand.
Well, sometimes these things benefit other people. You might be fine, but he's still breaking the rules. That could be harmful. It's not a good thing to fill people's heads with nonsense, especially in therapy.
Wow. He has a point. But before we can talk any further, Isaac returns.
Good news! We get to skip the line.
Woohoo!
Woo! And all of a sudden, your friend is back in the good books.
Yeah, so there's Taylor. Bunny. Banui. The mood of the group instantly skyrockets. Waiting in a long line would have honestly killed the flow for our evening. Pierre, hello. Thankfully, Isaac's friend planned around that fact.
Well then, what kind of drink should we order first?
That question lingers as we make our way inside the nightclub. Few people complain that we're able to skip the line. It's kind of flattering. I have no right to feel this way, but it makes me feel important and special. Kitty, you're napping. Did you enjoy? Oh, Kitty. Go. I love Kitty. He's so cold. Lunar, hey.
Tequila!
Tequila! Dante quickly downs a shot, signaling me and Taylor to do the same. Isaac scurried off to prepare whatever needed to be prepared. I love Kitty, yeah. As always, he remained tight-lipped until the very end.
Oh, I'm so ready to pay for this in the morning.
I guess we're just gluttons for punishment. How about we grab another round and go sit down? At this rate, it could be hours before Isaac comes back.
Sounds good to me. Hey, barkeep! 3 more tequila shots, please. And it should be covered. We're part of Isaac's group.
The bartender shrugs and says he has no idea what we're talking about. There are no reservations or holds in place for someone by the name of Isaac. There's some stuff happening on the 2nd floor, but not down here.
The 2nd floor?
The VIP section?
We turn to face each other, a little wide-eyed. Taylor leans in and starts whispering.
That's amazing and all, but who's paying for these? They're already preparing the next round of shots.
I'll get it, don't worry. I got a bit of an advance from my publisher. Just don't let them know I wasted it on booze.
Hey, Rick.
I'm sure they're used to hearing that, Dante. What is a writer if not an alcoholic in disguise?
Haha.
Maybe save the trash talk until after you're treated. If I just pay for me and Delta, you'll get kicked out.
Wow.
And suddenly I was joking. You're the best friend ever, I swear.
And suddenly I was joking.
Sure.
Boo doo boom.
This is my hole! It was made for me!
Hi, Mark. The bartender places free shot glasses in front of us. In return, Dante waves his phone in front of a scanner. The transaction is completed, and we grab the shots.
Hey, follow me. I know exactly where we can sit.
Love is the same.
And thanks a million, Dante. I really mean it. Someday I'll find a way to repay you.
You could stop making fun of my career, for one.
Like I said, someday I'll find a way to repay you.
Haha. We follow Taylor as we talk, and eventually find an empty table. Making sure not to spill the shots, we place them down as we sit.
Speaking of which, is your channel okay, Taylor?
Wow, adios.
Actually, it's pretty great.
It's a new game by Clace.
You seem pretty scared about those shots. Like you couldn't spare the $60.
60 bucks for shots! 3 shots? What the fuck? That's insane! I would hate that. I would die on the spot. Like, holy fuck. Brandy, no, you. I'm good. How you doing?
I don't like spending money if I can avoid it. And there's no point in spending it if someone else will treat me. That's kind of why I agreed to do this nightclub thing from the start.
Wow, shallow.
Makes sense you rely on handouts. Now I know why the donate button takes up your entire page.
Damn, the burdens, chat, the burdens.
Bigger is better, as they say. But it's not just donations, Dante. I have one of the highest sub counts on the platform.
Must be fucking nice.
Really? I guess I don't want you too much. I wasn't paying attention when I guessed it either.
Wow! Damn.
It's true. Your boy is making history. When I get a book deal, maybe you can help me out. Oh, on that note, how's your latest project going?
At a snail's pace, but at least it's moving. I took a couple days off to celebrate Delta's arrival. Especially tomorrow. You know, hangover day.
Hangover day.
Can't enjoy the highs without the lows. But don't worry, I'll make us some mimosas in the morning. Sometimes the best way to cure a hangover is to drink more.
I've heard that.
I refuse to believe that.
You're a loss. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. Let's have a little toast to the unknown.
It's not unknown. It's literally not true.
Taylor shrugs and grabs a shot glass. We down the next round of tequila. It's a little gross. You know what they say about too much of a good thing.
Well, maybe I'll believe you and get a big breakfast instead. My contract doesn't want me drinking too much anyways.
Oh, contracts.
Wait, they control what you do?
Zodiac, patting your face.
You say that like it's abnormal, man. There's always somebody on top of us that tells us what to do. Though I can think of a few scenarios where that wouldn't be too bad.
There's always somebody on top of us who tells us what to do. Think about that one. Yeah, Pear, what's up? Thanks for the sips, Brandy. Yeah,
I want you to know that I got your joke. It just wasn't good.
Wow.
Well, I'm no writer, just an entertainer. I kind of do what you do, but with less elegance. Basically, get paid to vocalize my thoughts all day.
I'm surprised people pay for that. I didn't pay a thing, and I still want a refund after listening to you.
Oh god, it's like they're just trading shots here.
Well, there's a market for everything. It doesn't have to be good. I mean, look at how many copies your novels have sold.
Oh! Dante laughs and shares a big smile with Tyler.
I honestly have no comeback for that one. You win this round, but I'll get you next time.
Yeah, these two need to bang, okay?
Looking forward to it. You're always a worthy opponent. Any idea what's taking Isaac so long, by the way? He hasn't said a thing in the group chat since he left.
Well, we know he's upstairs now. He's probably making the VIP section look pretty for us. Guess that gives me time for a much-needed bathroom break.
Right, Lux.
Giving me and Delta some alone time, huh?
Ooh.
I'd never torture my friends like that. I just gotta go.
He shrugs at me before leaving the table. An awkward silence follows, and I look around the club. Something feels different about tonight, and it's not just the alcohol. It feels like I'm actually getting to know these people. When I first arrived, it was clear that they were putting on an act. I don't blame them. First impressions are often important. But the second impression can be even more important in my books. You know, the person you see when the courtesies start to fade. The courtesies start to fade. Not a bad thing in any way. It means they're getting used to me. Yes, this silence isn't a bad time to gather my thoughts. Words appearing on the screen in front of my eyes that I can use to touch and talk and listen and think.
Interact with each word to learn more about it.
I'm aware.
Upon interacting with all three, your experience will continue.
I'm aware how it works, lady.
Hey! Get your head out of the clouds!
No, I'm not. What are you talking about?
We finally get to hang out alone and you zone out? If I didn't know any better, I'd take it as an insult.
I shake my head and apologize. In retrospect, it was kind of rude.
You mean a lot to Isaac. He's made that very clear. And from what I've experienced, you do seem pretty awesome. Well, since he's taking his sweet time, how about we chat for a bit?
That's true. We did have more than enough time to chat. Isaac is being slow, and I saw the bathroom line awaiting Dante. I leaned back in my chair and tried to make myself more comfortable. It seemed like I'd be sitting here for a while longer yet.
Experience heart-to-heart fragment. Taylor 1.
Yes!
Hold on. Just let me move over there. There we go. Much better.
Hi. I turned to face Taylor, immediately making things more personal. This was the first time we've ever been alone, buzzed in an obnoxiously loud club. What a perfect time to get to know each other. An awkward smile between the two of us marks the start of our conversation. I was warned about his drunken behavior, so I kind of know what to expect.
You know, I'm pretty proud of that sass-off I had with Dante. Usually he can pin me down, but I'm getting better on my feet. A quick wit can beat a sharp mind any day of the week.
Yeah, pin you down, yeah.
But a few shots of booze can easily bring that wit to a full stop. Considering that, I think I handled myself pretty well. Maybe one of these days you and I can go head-to-head.
I don't wanna beat you up too much, friend. Us? Face to face? I like the sound of that.
Really? That's the best you've got?
But you're blushing, so I win.
I'm not opposed to it, but you gotta work on your game. The ice is already broken, Delta. Swim a little deeper.
Wow. We changed to smile again, but it's much less awkward. That's probably for the best, since I assume we'll become close friends. This group seems super tight-knit. Getting close to one meant getting close to them all.
You know, before you came along, I was the newest member of the group. It's been that way for a couple years, but now we have some new blood. I get to look at you through the same lens they used to judge me. Oh, but don't worry, I like what I see.
Okay.
So, do you move around a lot? Or will you be here long term?
I plan to be here long term.
Ah, good to know. You seem nice. The reason I ask is because I used to move around all the time. From one place to another, the system always kept me mobile.
He fiddles with the shot glass in front of him.
So, this whole fresh start thing, I know what it's like. I'd brag about having more practice, but that's not really a good thing. Moving around made it really hard to keep a stable group of friends. When I got my first phone, though, everything changed. Making friends and keeping in touch when I move away? Priceless. I guess I also made some pretty good jokes. Got a lot of followers. So when I decided to start streaming, I already had an audience. The transition from hobbyist to full-time job happened almost overnight. I bought a house here, settled down, and then met the rest of the group. And now I'm sitting here with you. That's the story of Taylor. You'll have to forgive me, I'm not one to really open up like this. But when you talk to strangers all day, you kinda need to hold back.
It's true. It's a lot. It's funny actually, because like if you think about it, like a lot of streamers don't. Like there are a lot of streamers out there who their chats and they're like their communities. They're very ingrained in their lives. They know everything about them, where they live, even sometimes. Whereas sometimes you don't know much. Like we run a show essentially. You know, it's kind of funny to think about the differences in communities and how they're portrayed and stuff.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I love my viewers more than anything, and yeah, there's a lot of regulars, but it all feels so surface level, you know? I'll never bond with them like I did with Isaac and Dante. Guess I'm just one of those quality over quantity guys. Kind of ironic that I chose a field where numbers mean everything then.
This is again, called out. I'm feeling called out, chat.
Can't complain too much though. I guess I do have the best of both worlds.
Deaf Kid, hey, welcome in. The K. It's odd to see someone so successful have gripes with their life. But I guess nothing can be positive all the time. Even stardom could have its drawbacks.
I'm glad we got to have some time to ourselves, Delta. Even if it felt like I did most of the talking, I think I needed that.
You kinda did.
I talk to people all the time, but it's rarely about anything real. How about you join me at my place next week? We can have a blast tonight and pick this up next time. Maybe I'll even let you guest on my stream, if you're nice.
Yeah, reasonable.
Oh, and we'll have a lot more privacy there. Feel free to take that one however you will.
Ooh. He smirked at me, and I gave him a quick nod. There's no reason why that shouldn't work, so I agree. A crowded nightclub isn't the best place to form a bond. Well, I guess it depends what you're looking for, actually. But right now, I had no interest in extending my reach beyond this group. Even though I've known Isaac for years, I'm getting to know him all over again. It's a good thing, though. It was an adventure that I was happy to embark on. What do you think of the game? It's cute. It's very cute so far. Getting to know these people and their quirks could only happen once. One day, I'd definitely look back on this and wish I could relive it all.
You really are the master of daydreaming, huh?
Maybe.
Well, I guess all of this could be pretty overwhelming. New city, new friends, new everything, really.
Pear.
I'll try not to add to the pile, so don't worry. Well, except for tonight, I can't make that promise. This club is a new experience for all of us, not just you.
Experience a heart-to-heart with Taylor. Yay! I noticed Dante return from the bathroom in the corner of my eye. Taylor must see that I'm distracted and he turns to look.
Hey, it's about time! Delta was almost boring me to death.
Wow!
Whoa, he's insulting you. Just so you know, that means he has a crush.
Oh. He sits down and plays with the empty shot glass in front of him.
Sorry I took so long, by the way. Some guy tried to sell me drugs.
Hot. Wait, not hot. Wait, what?
Ooh, did you buy enough for all of us?
Dude, drugs are bad.
Okay.
Oh, all right. And how many energy drinks have you had today?
2.
2.
Oh, yes. There's the double standard. Can't say I didn't warn you about that contest, man. It was just a ploy to create new addicts, nothing more.
Yeah, I heard you the first 1,000 times.
Oh, did you play Def? I'd be worried that they're fighting, but I know better than that by now. Yeah, Sinful, you've got hugged. You got hugged. Now get the red flashbacks. This is just how they get along. If they hate each other, they wouldn't talk at all. Chat, everyone, exclamation hug or exclamation pet the screaming doggo. Do it. Go. It's about to continue, but Isaac startles all of us with his unexpected return.
Hey, looks like everything is good to go. Come with me. We're going somewhere special.
Do it, chat. Go. Attack.
You mean the VIP section?
Aw, what? How'd you know?
The bartender down here gave it away. Said the only thing going on tonight was upstairs.
Buzzkill.
You're the only buzzkill here, man. Keeping us in the dark until the last possible second?
No, you Sinful.
All right, fine. Let's just go and have some fun.
That's all you ever had to say, Isaac. Maybe start with that one next time.
Don't stop, chat. Go, 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 go. We all get up and start to follow Isaac. At least the time was finally upon us. No more teasing or secrecy. I'm not sure what he wanted to hide, but it kind of backfired on him. If he wanted to hype something up for my benefit, he didn't need to. I would have been fine with no outing at all and just staying home. But at least if this went well, I'd make another new friend. Isaac is a good judge of character, so I bet we'll meet someone cool. At least everyone he's introduced me to so far has been pretty awesome. With slight anxiety, we ascend the stairs to a floor reserved just for us. have to admit, but that does make me feel a little special. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. We ascend the stairs, and my anticipation rises alongside me. I've never been treated to something like this before, so I'm grateful. I only hope that I'm able to express that properly to our new friend. A friend to Isaac is a friend of mine, at least in theory. Any addition to the group dynamic has the chance of going sour. However, I decided to be optimistic in the face of what could go wrong.
Well, I'm sorry for the secrecy, but here we are. I didn't want to reveal what was happening until the last minute. Sometimes a surprise is necessary. Just felt like one of those days.
Dude, we just talked about how the surprise was ruined. I mean, it's not really a surprise if everyone knows but us. Even their part-time bartender was in on this thing.
Yeah, but I value the look on your face more than theirs. That's why I kept it a secret from you and not the staff. Good or bad, a surprise is still a new experience, right?
That's the logic you're using to save face? Don't even get me started on how bad that is. Just admit the fact you handled this wrong right from the start.
Hey, don't speak too soon. Look, I promise you'll understand why I've been acting so weird. There were a bunch of other people involved, and a lot of strings attached.
Strings?
A bunch of other people?
Yeah, simple.
Yeah, I wasn't the only one who wanted to keep things secret. I was only playing by the rules that made everyone comfortable. Also, I was legally bound. There were forms involved.
Forms.
Yeah, because the law always keeps you in line.
Is this about my mods again? They're legal. I'm being honest with you. Just trust me. Please.
Said every liar ever.
Bro, when the police come knocking, you can rub it in my face. But right now, the ball is in my court, and I plan to serve.
Oh, a sportsman all of a sudden. You're acting so weird, like you're trying to be cool. Do not continue this.
That's a, you know, I feel like these could all be very easily like VTuber models. Like you could, they like 2D VTuber models. They could very easily have these as just 2D VTuber, and they like occasionally like open their mouth to talk or whatever.
And suddenly it all falls into place. He just wants to impress his new boyfriend.
Hey Fearless. Hi Mouse. I'm good. How are you doing today?
His new what?
Another man pokes his head out, having been knelt behind the bar.
Sorry, I was just organizing these bottles. Didn't
Chat.
expect the selection to be so artistic.
Chat, meet the new character. Yeah, Mouse and petting your face. So chat, I want to introduce to you this new character, okay? You're gonna find out their name in the game in just a second, but do you know who they're voiced by? Do you know who they're voiced by? They're voiced by someone from anime. And if I say, get in the robot Shinji, do you know who I'm talking to?
Wine is the one that gets better with age, right?
You could ask Isaac that one. He's pretty old.
Guess that's why he's finer than you.
Yeah, it's Shinji from Evangelion.
Are you sassing me?
I came prepared.
We all laugh and move closer to the bar. Isaac's friend looks familiar, but I can't put a finger on it. Rather than dwell on that, I simply thank him for his generosity.
No problem. I was actually supposed to do a signing up here. I'm guessing Isaac told you about the event that was cancelled? Thankfully, we still had the venue booked, so I made use of it.
Signing?
Yeah, he has a following.
Yeah, Rezo, that's Shinji. Suddenly we hear a high-pitched scream from behind us. It was obviously Taylor. When we turned around, he acts oblivious. He simply lets out a deep breath and places his hands together.
I am composed.
Also, for Andy, mwah, smooch.
That's a new noise. Please never make it again.
Taylor ignores the bait and steps even closer to the bar.
Sorry, I didn't really recognize you. I'm Taylor, and apparently I'm also an idiot.
Nah, don't worry. You're not an idiot. You'd be surprised how accurate those old comic books can be. Put on some glasses, change your hair, and nobody can recognize you.
Can't hide that voice, though. We were just listening to you before we walked over here. I guess the whole surprise thing makes a lot more sense now.
Did you get it? Do you get who it is yet, chat? Also, mwah, mouse.
Wait. I know you.
Dante's eyes open wide, and he approaches a sudden realization.
And I know you too. Can you sign some stuff for me?
Well, I have some spare copies of my books back at home.
Bold of you to assume I didn't bring my own. I've been a fan since day one. Even have a first edition copy of Forlorn. And Taylor, I love your streams. Great company for those long trips.
I'm able to piece together the evidence. Vance Clace. Chat, look at me, Clace. As the, yeah, it's Clace. Look at the gaping dog, yeah. We were listening to his music just a few hours ago while we pre-gamed. I knew enough to know that he was a person of note in the music industry.
Wow, didn't know we had any idols lurking in chat.
Oh yeah, totally. I tell a lot of people about your channel too. You should let me join you as a guest while I'm in town.
Sure. How long are you in for?
I'm up. It's a perfect one for this game.
A couple months, probably. Unless something comes up. I'll be easy to find though. Isaac is gonna add me to the group chat.
Sounds good to me. So, what are the plans for tonight?
It was certainly interesting. They've arranged a collab. I've seen crossovers like that, and they always end up in the news. A streamer and an idol playing games together, everyone loved to see it. I'm not really familiar with the content that any of these people make though. Dante's novels, Taylor's streams, and Clace's music, never experienced them. But I knew that was going to change, and at this rate, it'd be changing fast.
Figured we'd each grab a bottle and just hang out. Trust me, the couches up here are super comfortable. Oh, and Isaac, we still on for Sunday?
Oh, yeah, of course.
What's happening on Sunday?
He's moving in with us.
Wait.
What?
Surprise!
Now I know why you kept all of this a secret. Can't have any objections if nobody knows anything.
Yeah, mouse. What's this game? This is called Komorebi. It's like a visual novel done by Clace, aka this pink dog here on my right.
It's not like that. Okay, maybe it's kind of like that, but you should see the look on your face.
Worth it?
Yeah, worth it.
Totally. So, what do you want to drink? I think I'll grab a bottle of fancy wine.
Fancy wine.
Same. We've already had everything else. And it looks like those bottles are pretty expensive.
Let's not drink too much, though. Don't want to run his tab through the roof.
Oh, feel free. It's all bought out, so don't let it go to waste. You can even grab a few to take home if you want.
You are my best friend.
Do. Clace chuckles and grabs the bottle of wine he was holding earlier.
Let's take a seat and see if we can make that mutual, alright?
Yeah, it's a very nice, soft voice. King of Purple, hey, how you doing? Boop, 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 boop. Clace holds a deck of cards, but not the kind you'd expect. It's a card game made for the night of drinking, with peculiar questions. Nothing held back. Talk about going off the deep end for a first impression.
Looks like this one's for Taylor. At least, I think it suits him the best.
Yeah? What is it?
Let's see here. What's the pettiest thing you've ever done?
Rest is your dork.
Oh, easy. You mean today or...
Stalling rule!
Objection sustained. You can't answer a question with another question. That defeats the entire purpose of the game, Taylor.
Why did we make you the judge again?
Welcome, Purple. I don't believe so, Manuel.
Just be thankful you didn't make me the executioner, man. Either way, stalling rule dictates that we get to ask another question. And not only that, but it doesn't have to be from a card. We can make it up.
Oh, and if I refuse to answer?
Shot.
Shot.
Oh, what a terrible punishment. Not like I've been doing that all day anyway. Can I just take 2 shots and avoid this altogether?
No.
Objection sustained. Let's take it from the top. What's the pettiest thing you've ever done?
Taylor puts his head into his hands and sighs.
You're all really out here trying to ruin me. Just promise you won't repeat this. It's embarrassing.
Remember, sworn to secrecy.
All right. I was dating this guy. He was cool, I guess. We'd hang out and watch TV shows all day. It got to the point where I enjoyed the TV shows more than him.
Ooh, that's not a good sign.
And you know my motto, don't spend money if you don't have to. I ended up dating him for a year before actually calling it off. Gave me time to watch what I wanted. No subscriptions.
We all exchanged glances. A little shocked.
That's foul, man.
Hey now, we all do stupid things when we're young.
Young? This was just last month. But come on, you saw the new season of Insomnia Cafe. Don't tell me you wouldn't do the same. It was so good.
A man-child. We're in the company of a literal man-child.
A literal man-child.
Like your answers would be any better. I have dirt on all of you.
Yeah, you
Keep that in mind.
You just gotta date someone for like a month, right? Get watch Netflix with them, watch all the shows you want, and then just ditch. That's it. It's easy, simple.
Oh, you've made a big mistake now. Trash talking when we get to ask whatever we want.
You can love the bunny, yeah, Pear. He's kinda cute.
In that case, I'm gonna go with Delta. I know you wouldn't put me on the spot too bad. And my liver hurts, so I'd prefer a question I can answer.
My liver hurts.
Can he do that?
Yeah, reversal rule. He either elects someone or we spin a bottle. Gives him a chance to minimize his embarrassment.
Ew.
Delta,
You're kinda cute, Pear.
Don't minimize anything. Throw him under the bus just like he does to us. We'll finally give him a taste of his own snarky medicine.
Everybody looks at me, I guess. I have to decide on what we ask Taylor. A bunch of questions flood the forefront of my mind and I focus. Thankfully, I've been gathering my thoughts. I'm ready for this. What are the last 10 pages in your browser history? Who do you currently have a crush on? What is your biggest regret? Who is the most attractive person here? Have you ever cheated on a significant... Oh, chat. Oh. See, that could be funny, but also could go like, I just looked up like 10 games I'm gonna play. That could be funny, but probably he doesn't give a shit. He's like very unrefined. Yeah, it's like this guy. I'd suck his dick. Biggest regret might be a good one. Most attractive person probably wouldn't really go anywhere. Cheated or regret, I think, are the two big ones. I'm gonna go with regret. Andy, have a good sleep.
Now there's a tough one.
He strokes his chin like he's lost in thought.
You could always take the shot. No need to answer something you don't want to.
It's fine, I just didn't expect such a real question.
Pauses for a moment before he comes to a sudden realization.
Actually, I'd have to say that my biggest regret is pushing people away. I know I flirt with everyone, but a few years ago it was the opposite.
Yeah, I remember when we first met. I told you that being a jerk for fun wasn't a personality.
Well, flirting with everybody isn't a personality either.
Hey, shut up!
Yeah, but at least I'm happy now. And I plan to keep that up, so let's move on.
We all exchange glances, unsure of what happens next. The double question really threw a wrench in the momentum. Before continuing, Clace coughs to get all of our attention.
I went last, so that means Delta's next. But no more freedom. Gotta stick to what's in your hand. And Taylor isn't allowed to be questioned until after his next turn.
I nod and look down at the cards in my hand. It does seem like each one would fit a specific person. Clace targeted Taylor, so I'll try the same with my next move. Let's see. What fact about yourself do you hide from others? If your life is a sitcom, who would get the most laughs? Describe the most attractive part of everyone. I'm gonna ask Dante that.
Wait, seriously? Way to put me on the spot, Delta.
Again, you're adorable. Hello, welcome on in.
See? Now that's the kind of question I've been waiting for. Always a good idea to throw praise at your friends.
And I finally get to hear what Dante likes about me. I've asked him for years, but he always acts ignorant.
That shot is getting more and more tempting. But fine, just don't get mad at me if it's not what you want to hear, okay?
Hey, everyone has their own taste. Wouldn't be fair to hold that against you.
Yeah, don't worry. We'd never do that. As long as you get the answer right, of course.
Dante sighs, realizing it may be impossible to please everyone at the table. A moment later, in rapid-fire fashion, he speaks his mind, almost like he rehearsed it.
Clace, the voice. Isaac, the ambition. Taylor, the confidence. And Delta, the willingness to take risks.
He smiles after he finishes like he's proud of his answers.
Oh, that was honestly great.
You admire my ambition?
Yeah. Someday I'll have a work ethic like you. I spend more times looking at memes than writing.
Same. That's one of my favorite things to do. I'll say I'm gonna sleep, but I'll just stay on my phone all night.
Just laying on your phone, scrolling the memes. The memes.
Connoisseur, I see.
Only the best. And if you're nice, maybe I'll share.
Okay, that blush is kind of adorable. Chat. He smirks before continuing the
Looks
game.
like Taylor is next. That means your immunity is worn off, too.
Oh, sweet. It's time to get my revenge.
Bring it on, dude. I'm sure I'll never recover.
Taylor inspects his cards and then whines audibly.
Not fair. All of these are so wholesome. Can I just swap cards with somebody else?
No, it won't kill you to be wholesome for once.
For once.
It really might.
Hey,
Alright,
make
MX.
your move before I call the stalling rule.
Fine. Let's see here. Tell us about an embarrassing fact or experience. At least this one has potential to be juicy.
That one seems like revenge to me, man. Clace, no need to answer if you don't want to.
Oh, it's fine. I just don't know my answer yet. I'm no stranger to scandals, so this casts a pretty wide net.
Go ahead. Take your time.
But not too much. Remember, the rules apply to you too.
Are you sure you don't want help with this one? I know you had some pictures and videos leaked.
Taylor!
You don't leave.
Oh, yeah, but I killed it in those. Not embarrassing at all.
Damn.
You want me to start a timer?
Oh, no need. Just let me figure out how to word it.
He tries a thinking pause before starting to speak.
Well, I guess this one is just an embarrassing fact about myself. But I'm pretty sure I owe my entire career to a fluke.
Wait, really?
Yeah. Well, it goes a bit deeper than that. I had my first vision when I was about to turn 13. You know, just like we all did. No real difference.
He decided not to say anything. The odds of meeting someone with a vision are so low, I can't blame him. There's no real reason to assume that someone at the table of 5 didn't experience Komorebi.
But in my vision, I'm older, with a lot more experience. I had a lot of albums out and a lot of songs to pick from.
No way.
Yeah, totally. I got started by stealing songs from my future self.
Huh.
I mean, I guess it's not really stealing since I still wrote them. But I entered the school's talent show that year with an arsenal. I got scouted right away, and I've been working ever since.
Imagine having a vision which told you like your best songs or whatever, and then you just write them and sing them, and boom, you're like famous. That'd be kind of like insane.
Oh, they made you do all that since you were 13?
Well, they adjusted my courses to incorporate singing and dancing. I wasn't doing more work. The work was just tailored a bit better.
Interesting. I figured you went off to an idol academy or something.
I did, but that came a little later.
Oh,
You're all milking 10 questions out of 1 here.
learn a secret about
You
Glace.
should be sticking to the rules you were enforcing.
Fair enough. It's just an interesting story.
But a bit embarrassing, so I just keep it to myself. If I told everybody, then the bad press would start flowing. I'd hate to feel like I have to defend myself all the time.
Oh, didn't think of it like that.
He starts to think, like he's choosing his next words carefully.
If standing up for yourself was bad press, my reputation would be ruined. Don't let
Dicks!
people walk all
Jesus.
over you. Others will see the prints and follow suit.
Jesus. Anonymous, thank you for the 100 dick spitties. Dante leans forward, a little shocked.
Taylor gave good advice? This really is a special day.
We all laugh as the game continues. I had my doubts at first, but Dante was actually right. This night is proving to be just as special as it will be memorable. That genuinely surprised me and got me. Like, it genuinely made me go, oh! Because, you know, dicks. It's a very wholesome game, like all about like kind of like good vibes, romance, and memories and stuff. So I feel like it's not the ooh. We have to call them dick spitties. I mean, we could call them dicks in my ears. I lay out on one of the couches and stare up at the ceiling. Dante and Taylor do the same, while Clace and Isaac lie on the floor. It was basically unspoken, but we all decided to take a quick breather.
Hey, how'd you two meet anyway? This must have taken a lot of coordination.
Not really.
Yeah, we met on Taylor's stream. Nothing crazy. He mentioned he was taking a break from work, so I invited him over.
Seriously? I keep a pretty good eye on who's watching my stream. Even if they don't chat, I can still check out the user list. Can't say I ever noticed your name pop up there.
Don't do that, chat. If you're a streamer, don't look at your users. Don't watch your users list. That's just weird. Don't do that. That's weird. It's a weird thing to do.
Oh, I don't use that name online. Or my legal name. The agency gave me a spare account so I could be anonymous. Isaac didn't even know who I really was until around a week ago.
Yeah, it's basically a burner account that influential people get. If he went around posting as himself, he'd never have peace of mind. The account basically vanishes if his identity is compromised.
Ew.
It's a spy novel.
Is that even fair? A license to do whatever you want online?
Well, I'm still subject to changes in my score, so it's not like I use it for evil or anything. It's just an extra layer of security.
Ah, yes, my spare account will be used for evil, chat.
I think that's pretty cool. Good to know they care about your safety.
Yeah, totally. They pitched it as a digital security guard. It keeps people at arm's length, but it's not always good, because then I have to deceive people like Isaac. I was worried he'd hate me when I told him the truth. Any way you look at it, I lied to him for ages.
But it's not like he wanted to. He didn't have any ulterior motives either.
True, but I still feel a little guilty. So buying out the bar was more like a peace offering. I'd like to get things off to a good start. No secrets between friends.
No place for those here.
Yeah, not if we plan to be friends forever.
Forever?
Until death, in Isaac's words. We were getting a bit sappy earlier.
Death? Sappy?
Yeah, we're a quirky bunch.
Quirky, chat. We're kinda quirky.
And I don't plan on dying anytime soon. So I hope you're good with being friends for a long while.
Yeah, of course.
I like the music. It's very chill. Clace laughs, but I can tell he's a little weirded out.
You know, I don't feel like I'm an outsider anymore. That card game really helped me get to know all of you. Before you came upstairs, I was worried you'd hate me.
Why would we hate you?
Nah, Isaac is a pretty good judge of character. When he vouched for you, I knew we were in for a good time. He was just being shady about everything until the last minute.
Yeah, I'll take responsibility for that one. I hope you can understand why we needed some privacy.
He looks to the side, like he's a little shy about what we'll see next.
I'd also like to request that you offer me more during my stay.
Of course. So, just to get things straight, you're on a small hiatus from your music career.
Yeah, just wrapped up my tour, so it seemed fitting. And I don't need to start a new album for a while yet. Combine both of those facts, and boom, freedom.
We're gonna make the most of it, too. Don't want you looking back on this with any regrets.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Isaac. For everything.
Very cute. While they talk, I get off the couch and slowly walk away. I let them know that I'm just taking a quick breather. It's been a wild night. As I continue to walk, I hear their laughs slowly dissipate, replaced by music. I look off the railing and down to the first floor. Everyone seems to be having the time of their life tonight. It makes me wonder if any of them knew what was going on up here. Chaos would probably ensue if they knew Clace was mere feet away. I don't know much about him, but I know that he could easily draw a crowd. It's probably the most important quality for someone in his line of work.
Experience heart-to-heart fragment. Clace 1.
Clace 1! I stand in front of the railing, watching the activity on the dance floor. It hasn't been too long since I arrived, but I'm starting to feel the sense of home. There's just something about this place, and these people. I feel at ease. I'm even able to establish a rapport with people I've never met. It's like the weight that hindered me back home was completely eliminated. Otter hay. This could be a honeymoon period, of course, but I'm going to enjoy every second. Clace approaches me, startling me out of my reverie.
Hey, how are you holding up? This is the first time I've seen you away from the rest of the group. We're all having a blast, you know. I hope you feel the same way.
Do I keep hitting on everyone? Do I keep up the Taylor mentality? She's like, it's better now I'm alone with you, sweetie. You know, I said I was gonna, so let's keep it up, I guess.
What? Are you flirting with me? That's never really been one of my strong suits, Delta. But I do think you're cool. That's why I decided to come check on you.
Oh, but I'm just taking I'm taking lines, quotes from Taylor, you know? He gives me a soft smile before taking another sip of his drink. I thank him for coming over to check on me, and I expect him to leave. Much to my surprise, however, he stays beside me, enjoying my company. We watch the dance floor together, and I'm a little flattered. Someone of his status choosing to spend time with me? As that thought consumes my mind, I can't help but ask him.
Status? And what status do you mean exactly? People say that all the time, but they have no idea what this industry is like. I can guarantee that you'd outrank me tenfold if we compared our scores. People like me, artists I mean, are known for having awful scores. Art has always been about challenging the status quo, at least to me. The system hates that, and every new song is a nosedive for my score.
It's kind of insane to think about. I tell him that I'm not talking about the system. I'm talking about his fame and fortune as a pop star. However, I'm a bit surprised that his score is low.
Oh, jeez. Now I'm embarrassed for going off on a tangent. Whenever somebody mentions status, I always think about the system. We're just numbers in a computer. Fame and fortune will always come second to that.
He takes another sip of his drink.
It goes against my values to treat one group of people better than another, too. So this status that you're talking about, it's from the outside looking in. When I watch you and your friends, I'm actually pretty jealous.
He's envious of us? I ask him to elaborate.
At this point, I think the alcohol is elaborating, not me. But everybody dancing down there, I bet they wish they could be up here. They'd probably even abandon their friends and family for a life of luxury. And by the time they regret it, it'd already be too late. Once you get into a world like this, there's no getting out. You're just there, watching them, and wanting to go back. You know, I I could tell that you and your friends were worried. It was clear. You didn't really know if you'd fit in with me or not, but honestly, I was terrified that I wouldn't fit in with you.
He scoffs.
I said I wanted to have a good time, and now I'm bringing you down. Let's make a deal, alright? Drop the whole status thing between us. It's not something I can ask of them, but I know I can ask it of you.
Why, because I'm a normie? He motions down towards the dance floor, and I understand what he means. Especially now that people are starting to recognize his face. They look up from the dance floor taking pictures of us.
Just like they want to be up here, I want to be down there. That velvet rope keeps me in just as much as it keeps them out. For my safety, they always say. Like I can't take care of myself. But I hope that you and your friends can change that. I don't have to be up here alone anymore. I can be with all of you. Hold on. Let me get this over with. It's rude to keep an audience hanging.
He leans over the railing a little bit, blowing a kiss to the crowd. With a smile and a little pose for the photos, it seems like his work is done. They cheer, but it's peculiar, like his personality changed just for the crowd.
Well then, let's get away from all those prying eyes. If I'm not mistaken, you owe me a few facts about yourself.
Aw, man. I nod and follow him back to the core area of the VIP deck. We sit down across from each other, and he leans back, stretching. Dante, Taylor, and Isaac are still hanging out. Their distance provides us with privacy. He rests his empty glass on the table between us and then stares at me. I can tell he's trying to get a read on me, like he can tell from just sight. With a quick shrug, I rest back in my chair and wait for him to speak.
There's something different about you. Maybe it's because we're both fish out of water here. Lost and clueless, but lost and clueless together, right?
Another smile, and I give him one in return. Bonding over a shared struggle makes sense to me. It's not easy moving to a place you know almost nothing about.
So, why did you move exactly? I know your friends are here, and Isaac offered you a room, but yeah. Running away from something? Looking for something new?
I tell him that it's a mix of both, honestly. At home, I felt held back. I needed a big change, and more freedom. I also don't know what I want in life, so I guess it's an excuse to find myself.
Find yourself? I've been there, and it's not really what you'd think. Sometimes, finding yourself just means realizing how lost you really are. In the face of something like that, blissful ignorance almost seems preferable.
It might just be the alcohol, but that sounded rather profound. Lisa immediately leans forward, giggling at what he said.
I am so putting that in my next song. Look, we just met and you're already inspiring me. Let's have another drink, alright? I like where this is going.
He quickly scurries to the bar and prepares 2 glasses of wine. Carefully walking back, he tries his best not to spill anything. Setting down with a smile, he places the drinks on the table.
Thanks for opening up to me, by the way. It's enough to know your reasoning. I shouldn't pry for specifics. If I keep making you talk about your past, you'll never move on from it. So, let's have a drink to the future, alright? And not the Komorebi, but the future we make for ourselves. No need to base our lives on all of that metaphysical nonsense.
That metaphysical bullshit. Hey, Rog. I raise my glass and we drink in sync with one another. However, when we put the glasses down, I have to come clean. This is when I let him know that I've never experienced Komorebi.
Oh, really? Well, even better. From what I've seen, people like you live happier lives. I've never understood all that counselor nonsense.
Hey, Rog. Totally agree, and thank him for his point of view. If anything, it seems like the remnants of a dead system. People our age have long since come to terms with Komorebi. But while we're on the subject, I had to ask him. What did he see in his vision? Did he see his fame and fortune? I know he had songs in his head, but what else did he glean? He immediately looks taken back, and his ears perk up. He looks worried and blushes softly as he adjusts his scarf. Such a mixed reaction, I can't tell if I did something bad or not.
That's a third date kind of conversation, you know? But I doubt this is the last time we'll be hanging out together. Just put that one on the back burner. At least for now.
Does that mean we can count this as our first date?
Smooth. But actually, I'm not really allowed to date. They say a single guy gets more attention from the fans. I know they're really after money, but I can't exactly fight the label.
Wow, chat. That sounds like something, you know, you've seen it on Twitter or X as it is now, when people are like, oh, I can't believe that you lied to us. You have a boyfriend. I can't believe my streamer has a boyfriend. You're a cunt. God, it makes me cry. Wait, the industry controls his personal life? That doesn't sound good. Although it does explain why his social skills are rougher on the edges. Is this really his first group of friends? Then I'm glad to be part of it.
Although...
He smirks.
I keep forgetting that I'm not bound by their rules during this hiatus. Like, I know I am, but it hasn't really registered in my head yet. They gave me this little break in order to seal a deal in the making.
A deal?
Yeah. After this break, I owe them 5 albums over 10 years. My last contract ran its course, so I actually had ground to negotiate. I'm giving them so much of my life. I guess I just wanted some of it back in return.
There's something about all of this that seems so depressing. He's able to say it with a smile, however, like it's normal to him.
But I know that during this break, I'll make bonds that last a lifetime. The next 10 years will be nothing if I have all of you by my side. I was worried, but now I have some much needed backup.
I mean, technically, if you're just making albums, you can do that anywhere, right? So you could do that with us, like, you wouldn't have to go places to do that. We both smile at each other, and he blushes once more. I couldn't put my finger on it, but that seemed like the perfect end to our talk. Both standing up at the same time, it almost felt like the feeling was mutual. Hey, Alex. It seems as if we're both in sync. Like you said before, fish out of water. Holding out his glass, he simply repeats the earlier saying.
Remember, lost and clueless.
But lost and clueless together. As I say that, I tap my glass against his. A quick smile, he returns to the rest of the group. Hey! Everyone experienced heart talk with Clace. Everyone seems to be getting along as I headed back to the group. Clace slowly sips on his glass of wine and everybody mingles with each other. That breather definitely helped. I can't party as hard as everyone else, it seems. Hey, Roblox. Game is right. What do you mean,
back.
Alex?
Was starting to worry you'd ditch us. Not everybody can handle a night like this.
No hard feelings if that's the case, of course.
Oh, there'd definitely be hard feelings. Isaac planned this night just for you, remember?
Pressure.
Pressure.
That's not even true. He planned the night around Clace, too.
Makes me feel a little inadequate. I never got a party like this when I joined the group.
Yeah, I save it for the people who are worth it.
Oh, mean.
Justified, actually.
Clace finishes his glass of wine and places it down, emitting a loud noise. This gets all of our attention, and the bickering quickly stops.
What do you think we should do next? There's still a few hours before last call.
Good question.
We all exchange glances, unsure of what to do. No one mentions anything, so Clace changes the subject.
I may have blown my cover a little earlier, by the way. We should probably sneak out the back entrance when we leave.
That's fine with me. I warned everybody that we might attract some attention. What should we do if everyone starts crowding you?
I don't think it'll be an issue, but just stay by my side. I can keep you safe if anything escalates.
Actually, I figured we'd be the ones protecting you.
Yeah, right. The crowd would eat you alive. I'm used to this, so if it comes down to it, just follow my lead. It doesn't happen too often, though. Not with the new point penalties.
The new what? No?
Yeah, public scene, big uproar, obstructing paths. If they notice us, they'll probably just watch from a distance. Pestering a public figure can net you like 10 different penalties.
I mean, that's one good thing from these points.
Really? And that's been set in stone. That's not just one of the glitches happening lately.
Convenient excuse, don't you think? Crack down harder and blame it on a glitch?
Oh, is it tinfoil hat time? Trust me, I've heard every possible theory about Argus. The world was dealt a bad hand and they just wanted to help. That's all.
You should hear what some of the people say to me at work. They have no problem trash-talking the company they're giving money to.
Well, I mean, we're not just giving them money. We're giving them the freedom to control our lives. I know it's for the greater good, but it's still strict.
Still strict.
You can still do whatever you want, though. You're not tied down. At the end of the day, you're still in control of your score.
Yeah, but there's a lot of incentive to be an obedient drone. A bad score can literally destroy your life and your social status.
Some people like that, though. Chat, we'll be doing the giveaway here in a little bit.
Well, not always.
What do you mean?
My score is pretty awful, especially with all the partying I do on tour.
That is so not fair. Tank your score and they still let you buy out a bar? If any normal person tried that, they'd just be laughed away.
So the scores aren't as absolute as we think. I mean, as far as theories go, that's pretty common.
But you can't say that's part of Argus's game. Notable people have always been given special treatment. It's not like that's a new addition to our society. Nothing changed.
Shouldn't it, though?
That's a bit too deep for me. No sense wasting time on something you can't change. It's just wishful thinking, like trying to defy your vision.
That doesn't mean you should just sit back and give up. As long as you believe in your cause, a losing battle can still be worth fighting.
Gotta love a losing battle.
You guys flip-flop way too much on whether or not you believe your visions.
Us and the rest of the world, Isaac. We weren't all given a bright one like you were.
Everybody looked shocked and they exchanged glances. I know Argo was a play, but Nancy just made a big mistake. Revealing facts about another person's vision, really bad move. I didn't have a vision, but I knew they were super intimate. Sharing your vision with someone else was an expression of trust. To have them speak about it to others, it was a bit of a betrayal.
You may think it's bright from what I told you, but unless you're all there beside me, it'll feel hollow. When things get tough, the hope that I can change it keeps me going.
Dante shakes his head upon realizing his mistake.
I'm sorry, Isaac. I didn't mean to speak for you.
It's fine. I'm among friends. I would trust all of you with this stuff. Just not now.
That's fair. Anyway, let's go back to Taylor. You've heard every theory? What are some of the worst?
Aliens?
Excuse me, people actually believe that?
Oh, totally. I see it everywhere. Whenever something weird happens, people on the internet will say aliens. And I do have to admit, Komorebi is pretty high up there on the weird scale.
Agreed. That is a pretty weird one.
Yeah, but aliens?
Aliens.
Hey, I never said I believed it. I think the deterrent theory is way better.
The what?
Oh, I know about that one actually. Right before the first visions, world tensions were high. Everyone thought we were moments away from all-out war. Then, all of a sudden, Komorebi steps in. We don't care about fighting each other anymore. We have a new common enemy, the future.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. It's not something you can take, like a nation, and it's not something you can force, like an ideal.
Hi, Aaron.
It brought about peace. Whether random or created, that's still the case.
I don't think I can buy the theory that someone created Komorebi. It would be impossible to manufacture something like that, right?
Aliens or skinwalkers?
I don't know about that one. There's always a scientist that tries to play God, you know? Like I said, I'm more inclined to believe that theory. Doesn't mean I believe it.
This is the longest episode yet so far.
That's fair. I did hear about some crazy experiments in Switzerland.
Yeah, they're always up to something over there. I know they were obsessed with contacting another universe for a while.
Did that ever go anywhere?
I don't think we were worthy of a response. Like Taylor joked about, this is probably just the darkest timeline. They take one look at what we have to put up with and run the other way.
That's so depressing.
Man, I can't believe we're in the darkest timeline yet.
I have a cure for that.
Taylor holds up a bottle of booze, implying that it's time to drink more.
Besides, it's a waste of time to focus on questions that have no answer. Like, why do scissors come in packages that require scissors to open? Like, I'm buying a pair. That obviously means that I don't have one to use.
Why don't you just use a kitchen knife to open it?
What?
We have like 10 knives in the kitchen drawer. You do know you don't need to use scissors, right?
But there's a little picture of scissors next to the dotted line.
Everyone stares at Taylor.
Is it okay if I just start drinking again? I mean, we're here to have fun, not rip into Taylor.
I'd rather do something else to Taylor.
You're right. But I do appreciate talking about more real issues. Even if we'll never know the truth, it's still healthy to talk about.
Wait.
Hey, I'll drink to that one. It can't be all fun and games, even if we want it to be. Honestly, this is one of the best nights I've ever had.
You must not have much freedom when you're on tour.
Nah. I'm always at arm's length for one person or another. But I told them I wanted to be left alone while I'm on this hiatus. At least it'll give me the chance to prove that I can care for myself.
I just noticed something, right? All of the people here, like every single one of them, apart from the Zero character that we met earlier, no one has piercings.
And even if you couldn't, we'd be there for you. How about we grab some bottles and head back to my place?
Sounds good to me. Just remember what I said about taking the back door.
Ooh, didn't know you guys had that kind of relationship.
Hey.
He meant the nightclub, you absolute idiot.
Ha ha ha, funny. Taylor smirks, not without saying another word. A moment later, we all scurry toward the bar. I grab a few bottles of whatever stands out to me. Like a kid in the candy store is a pretty apt expression. Especially for Taylor, who seems overwhelmed by the possibilities. Keeps taking a bottle, putting it back, and then picking up another one. We didn't leave him behind. We waited for him to choose before leaving. Free was certainly the best price of all. Do, 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 do. I wonder if Isaac ever got his car back home. I'm sure he did. Do, do, do. We scurried in the streets carrying more alcohol than we could ever drink. A flash drive. But it was all paid for, so there was no point in letting it go to waste. Actually, we'd entirely stocked up for our New Year's Eve party.
Damn, they're really watching us, huh? Kinda embarrassing. They're gonna think we're alcoholics.
Well, if you're not, you sure fooled me.
I look at the other side of the street, people watching from the distance. The flash of their cameras is annoying, but not too overwhelming. Clace was right. They won't approach us due to the system.
How do you operate under this much pressure, Clace? There's so many eyes on me, I can't help but feel violated.
Yeah, you get used to it. The number one thing is remembering that they like you. They watch out of respect and admiration, not to judge.
Typically, I'd assume you're right, but I imagine you don't walk down the street like this too often. I mean, we look like we just robbed a dozen liquor stores.
We kinda did. I was just joking about buying it out.
What?
I tried to make a joke.
Dude, don't do that. You almost gave me a heart attack.
Nah, I'd never do that. It'd be way too boring without you.
Keep looking at the other side of the street. The crowd grows. Isaac was right, after all. We've definitely got some attention. Thankfully, I made sure to dress nice and act confident.
Really? Good to know I made a nice first.
Before he can finish, we hear a bottle of booze hit the ground. He shatters, and I feel some drops splash against my ankles. We turn around and Dante stares at us. Clearly, his fault.
We will never mention this again.
The crowd that was watching us laughs, like a studio audience. It's so weird, like they can't cross the divide between us. The system is keeping us apart, despite our desires.
I'd agree, but I know you'll just end up dropping more. You're next level clumsy, and now it's embarrassing me.
Nothing wrong with getting embarrassed. It'll help keep your ego in check.
Me? Ego?
It's undeniable.
Dante struggles to rearrange the bottles in his hands. We stand by and wait for him, but we don't clean up the glass. One of the automated drones would be by to fix it in minutes, I'm sure.
Hey, you need some help?
It's Hot Wolf Boy! Look at him! It's Hot Wolf Boy! Hot Wolf Boy! We're all shocked to attention and look at the other side of the road. Someone walks over. But it's not just anybody. We know this guy.
Figured they weren't gonna jump in and lend a hand. Looks like they're scared of getting in trouble. Well, intimidated even.
Intimidated? Why?
No idea. Just a messenger. But I saw a friend in need and ran to help. Guess the system doesn't like good Samaritans.
Well, it's not bad. Our friend here is kind of famous, so they want pictures. The system is actually protecting us from a stampede.
Oh, famous? Really? Been here for a day and I'm already making connections? I'd be super jealous back at home, you know, if we cared about that kind of stuff.
He kneels down beside the broken glass, running a couple fingers through the pool of booze, and he then tastes it. We all look at each other, confused and a bit concerned for health risks.
Oh, you drink this stuff?
Yeah.
Tastes disgusting.
Yeah, but it makes us happy.
Is this Argus's doing? Make you happy with drinks so you don't fight back?
What?
Just some food for thought. Or drinks for thought, I guess. Here, let me have some of that.
He motions toward Dante and holds out a hand. Dante looks at all of us confused before giving Zero some bottles. Carrying them with relative ease, he shrugs, unsure what to do next.
Where are we going?
Home.
Well, I don't want to intrude on anything. I'll just help you carry your bottles and then go on my way. Let's call it even for the food you've been giving me.
Sounds fair.
Are you sure we won't get in trouble?
No. It doesn't matter anyway. Look at all the people taking photos of us. Any chance that we wouldn't get caught is long gone.
Is it actually a crime to talk to a Zero?
Well, it's a crime for them to sneak into the city. I imagine it's against the rules by association. If we get docked points, let's just contest it.
Fair.
This system really keeps you all apart, huh?
He tilts his head to the people on the other side of the street.
Looks like both sides are worried about their score. Common sense tells me you could coexist just fine.
Common sense. Not a lot of city folk have that. But thanks for the help.
Hi, man.
Appreciate it.
Well, you could show your appreciation by actually talking to me. Every person I meet, it's always score this and points that. I don't care about those. Let me make that crystal clear.
Well, you could tell us about yourself. We have a bit of a walk ahead of us. At least an hour.
I want to hear about the famous dude first. What did he do? Suck up to Argus the most?
Oh!
Hey.
Not really. My score is terrible. But I like to sing and dance, and people like to listen and watch. I'm on a break now, but I usually just travel the world and perform.
That sounds stressful.
You have no idea. I'd suggest easing up on the Argus hate, though. There's no need to draw attention to yourself.
Yeah. You want to fit in as much as possible.
It's hard to do that when I can't enter any buildings. I'm supposed to have a phone with a special chip in it. I don't even have any money. How am I supposed to fit in?
Aren't you here with your friends to fight that, though? You know, so you can have access and stuff?
No, they're here to fight it. I'm here to see the sights and learn about this city. There's a lot less green around here. It's super depressing.
I feel like this would make a very good cyberpunk story. I played Winds of Changeable a while ago. And I saw Major Minor. I played it. I think I played it like a little bit, but I don't remember playing it. Suddenly I remember the pamphlets that I was shown earlier today. You're in the wrong place for that, man, because you don't have a subscription here. This might be a good time to get more information from Zero. Something told me we wouldn't make a habit of hanging out. But this is a visual novel. I decided to ask him, in an effort to make productive conversation. The perspective of an outsider is always good. It challenges your views. He seems to dislike Argus, but does he really believe the things I read?
Pamphlets? Wait, which ones are you talking about?
Let him know what I heard. They believe that Argus is responsible for Komorebi. Not only that, but they believe Komorebi disproves free will.
That's ridiculous. Argus must have planted those to make us look bad. We did bring some reading material, but not as stupid as that.
I love how real he is compared to everyone else.
What did you bring exactly?
You know, just stuff about the impending land crisis. We grow in numbers while your cities grow in size. Less food and more people. A pretty bad combination.
I didn't know it was so severe.
It's definitely going down that route, yeah. But it's best to take care of it before it becomes a problem. You know?
Eureka.
We just have foresight. Figured you'd all be used to that by now.
Hey, Eric.
Though I guess everyone focuses on potential futures. Kinda stupid when there's a real one right in front of your noses. One look at a zero colony and you'd be on my side, I guarantee it.
Huh. I see. Well, thanks for helping. And I hope you enjoy your time in the city.
Of course. It's nice to have a change of pace. And if you want to help in return, just tell people we aren't that bad. If they believe Argus that much, we'll have no chance. Especially if they're starting to fall for those fake pamphlets. Whoever made them, it's clearly just an attempt to undermine.
Honestly, that's the best way to ruin somebody. Attack their credibility until it doesn't even matter if they speak the truth. Remove our willingness to hear so we don't care what you have to say.
Exactly. But like I said, it feels like a losing battle. Maybe you should share some of that happy juice with me.
I'm not sure, Rekka. It's a visual novel which focuses on people who have these visions, which show them their future, or a potential future, I should say. And it's voice acted by people, and there's some romance options in it. I don't know how many people you can romance, if you can romance more than one, or who knows. He lets out a soft laugh, and we're uncertain if he's serious or not. But since we've been walking the entire time, we've lost the crowd. The return to privacy and anonymity was a welcome one, to say the least.
How much farther is it?
Kind of, Rekka, yeah.
Maybe 5 more minutes?
It's very My Hero Academia, like there's like a 1% of the world that haven't had these visions, just like there's 1% of the world that haven't had quirks, and the rest of people are normalized that have seen stuff and also have quirks. So your character hasn't seen their own vision, everyone else seems to, so it's very odd. Just reminds everyone, exactly.
Alright. This is turning into quite the workout. I'm thankful that I got to make some new friends, though.
Why didn't we have like a limo? Why didn't you have like a limo?
Likewise. And you're moving in with Isaac, right? Guess I'll have to come and visit more often.
Oh, that'd be awesome. But I can come to your place for that stream we talked about. I think a lot of people would be interested in watching it.
You're telling me. Just be warned that I say a lot of stupid stuff. You kind of have to turn off your filter to fill dead air.
It's true. It's just it's a true statement. Yep.
I watch you all the time. Trust me, I know. Let's settle on a date and time, and I'll get them to make a press release. The more hype we can build leading up to it, the better.
Hi, Simple.
Sound good?
More than good.
I never watched Taylor, but this has me interested.
Wow.
Yeah, you never watch. You just leech off of my viewers.
It's kind of funny, like the more you're friends with people, less likely they are to be in your streams, but you'll talk to them every day. It's kind of funny. It's kind of weird.
That's a good life.
We laugh as we continue to walk home. Zero is rather quiet though. Rekka, that's a bunny. He's probably just not sure where he fits in, but we still appreciate the help. It's very cute, Simple. By the time we make it back home, he barely says another word. I also noticed that we're like right before Christmas. It's like the 21st of December. Cute one, yay. When we enter, Zero stays outside. He rests the booze he carried in the ground and we move it inside. Takes a couple of trips outside to transport it, but we eventually get the job done.
Hey, it doesn't look like he's leaving.
No, you're fine, Rekka. Taylor peeks through the window. It's a bit odd on both Taylor and the Zero's part.
Well, that's a little odd. I'll go talk to him for a few minutes. You can all relax. I won't be gone long.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty sleepy over here.
Fair enough. I'll try to hurry. You should mingle for a bit. There's no more prying eyes around. I'll show you your room as soon as I get back.
I'll start the timer.
As Isaac steps outside, the rest of us gather together. We sit down on the couch in unison and let out loud sighs.
I'm getting old. Getting?
Funny.
Honey.
Dude, you're 23. You're not old, you're just dramatic.
23! That's old? Oh, God.
Speaking of dramatic, you sure know how to draw a crowd, Clays. I was worried they'd cave and start swarming us.
Nah, they usually behave. Even without the system, I'm sure they'd still respect me.
Hey,
The
Max.
relationship I have with my fans is certainly, unique.
Sure seems that way. Watching them stare at us felt so surreal. Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Well, even if it does, You get used to it. But I'd be down to go somewhere more private next weekend. And it might be a good idea to avoid that zero if we can.
Why not hit up the Wayfarer? It's pretty dead in there, and I love the Atmo.
God, he's such a hipster. I love the Atmo.
What's that?
A pub, and a pretty good one. Cheap drinks, and they don't mind pouring extra.
Sounds good to me. Honestly, a nightclub may not have been the best first choice. I hope you can forgive me for what happened after we left.
Yeah, it's fine.
Don't worry about it, Clace. And I heard you suggest the Wayfarer? Whew, I'm so down. After tonight, I could definitely use a more relaxed outing.
Looks like Isaac is back, and he kept his word for not being gone long. He sits down on the couch with the rest of us and yawns.
I'm just going to die here now. I think I've used up my social energy. It's all over for me.
You still have to show me to my room.
All over.
I can show you if you'd like. We cleaned that room together, and now I know why. But I'm curious, where's all your luggage at?
Oh, someone's gonna bring it over tomorrow. They'll take care of everything, so don't worry. Are we just gonna let Isaac pass out there?
No way! This is my couch! Even if I have to carry him to his room.
Bunny's possessive of his couch.
So romantic. Why not just take his bed?
I'll never do that again. Oh, my back is still recovering.
Wait, you've slept in his bed before?
Upon hearing that, Isaac immediately jumps out of his seat.
All right, it's time. If you're showing Clace to his room, I'll stick with Delta. There's something I wanted to talk about anyways.
Ooh.
Works for me. Then Taylor gets the couch. And just to set this in stone, we're going to the Wayfarer next weekend?
Sounds good to me. Does Friday work for all of you?
Yep, I'm wide open. Also, I'll make us all breakfast. I assume your kitchen is fully stocked?
With all the essentials, yeah. But you don't have to do that.
Of course I don't. I'm just choosing to. This all means a lot to me, so I want to help out. It was great to finally meet you too. Well, all of you.
He looks at me and gives me a soft smile.
I guess that's our cue. See you all in the morning?
Sure thing. Taylor, if you need more blankets or anything...
We glance over at Taylor and he's fast asleep on the couch. Guess he wasn't exaggerating when he said how tired he was. As much as I wanted the night to last forever, it was time to sleep.
Oh, guess we have to keep it down now. He gets really angry if he loses his beauty sleep. Come on, Delta. Let's go somewhere more private.
Okay. I nod and start to walk toward my room. I'm not sure what he wants to talk about, but it can't be anything bad. It's probably related to the night he had planned. If I enjoyed it and stuff like that. This is the longest chapter I think I've ever had, and it's so long. This looks like Dante's room. As soon as we get to my room, I sit down on the bed. Isaac follows suit, sitting down next to me, but also keeping his distance. He adds a sense of familiarity to this otherwise bland and lifeless room. Probably not as simple. Didn't have enough space to bring everything with me. A lot of stuff, like my computer and bed, had to stay behind. But I guess it's not a fresh start if you don't shed a little bit.
So, did you have fun? What did you think of the plans I made?
They involved you, so they were pretty much perfect.
Wait, all it takes is me? Oh, I definitely got too ambitious then. Oh well, at least next weekend will be low effort.
Wow.
Not that there's anything wrong with ambition, though I guess it's one of those in moderation things. You could easily go too far. Even Argus was started by someone with high hopes.
Got high hopes for a living. He rubs the back of his head a little bit, like he's nervous. Hey, Neil.
I hope we don't get docked too many points for what happened tonight. Community service wasn't how I planned to spend the rest of my year. We didn't even do anything wrong. So why do I feel so guilty?
Shaking his head, he lets out a dramatic sigh.
Oh, everyone keeps inheriting such flawed ideals these days. Our minds are sewn shut before we even have the chance to open them. Makes us scared of change. Scared of things that are good. The world was never reinvented by people who thought inside the box, Delta. But try as hard as I can, the envelope always pushes back. Rules, guidelines, scores, they just foil progress.
I nod, unsure of where he's going with this, but I imagine that his score means more to him than others. Dive on, let me sit up and sit for you. He works for Argus after all, the people who govern everything. Getting on their bad side would probably cause endless worry. Yet here he sits, with a look of realization on his face rather than fear. Like the look of a man who just realized what needed to be done.
I think we'll need to have a proper conversation about all that nonsense. Especially with everything that's been going on the last few days. That Zero seems to like us, but I can't blame him.
He gives me a thumbs up and a wide smirk.
We're just the coolest.
We really are. We both laugh, and then he inches a little bit closer.
For real though, people get in trouble for this kind of thing. But if we do, I want to fight it. And I want your help to do that too. Talking to a Zero shouldn't have to damage our lives.
I agree. He approached us, and the interaction was harmless. As long as no harm was done, I don't think we should get in trouble. Of course, letting one thing slide can easily turn into an avalanche.
In fact, I'm willing to fight for a world where no one cares about that stuff. And if Argus just uses that to make an example out of me, well, at least I tried. Everyone else just accepts their punishment without asking questions.
It's true, people can easily become blind to the status quo. Jump through enough hoops and eventually you'll just get used to it. That's what Argus did. Taught us all to jump without asking why.
Anyway, I'd hate to end this night on a sour note. I'm just drunk venting, and there's no need to do that right now. I came in here to thank you for tonight, and let you know that I'm here. I know things are getting off to a great start, but I'm still here.
I'm still
If
here.
you're ever lonely, scared, or thinking of home, just let me know. I haven't been this motivated in years, and it's all thanks to your arrival.
He places his hands in mine.
I've got your back. I guess I just want to make that clear. At the end of the day, this give and take is all we really have. But you know what? It's all we really need. Someone there to help us when things go bad. Someone to direct us when we start feeling lost. I'm trying to buy time now since I'm super nervous. But I guess this is one of those things that I just need to get over with. Especially now that the booze has shot my confidence sky high.
Oh. Without another word, he leans forward and kisses me on the cheek. When he pulls back, his face is bright red. I've never seen him like this before. Not a bad thing, though. I squeeze his hand with a smile before letting go.
Enjoy your new life, Delta. And here's to a better tomorrow.
He leaves the room, happier than he'd been all night. It must have been a relief that things went off mostly without a hitch. I plug in my phone, and lay in bed and stare up at the ceiling. It's almost been a week. This doesn't feel like my bed. I wonder when that will change. What might spark that change? The fact that we can make anywhere feel like home is rather peculiar. It just might take some more time. My eyelids feel heavy, and I soon succumb to fatigue. The very same fatigue that I thought of in Isaac's car when I first arrived. But I feel like this time I can let it get the better of me. I deserve it, after all. I sleep, despite my worry that the tomorrow I greet may not be better. Because vision or not, we're all united in our fear of what would happen next. And then they were hungover. Oh no! The worst timeline! Right, Kyle. As soon as I wake up, I saunter over to the living room. I say saunter, since I'm not sure there's a word for hangover walk. Paul Doggo! Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Crowd Kingdom. My slow, laboured strides carry me toward the promise of a hot breakfast. But when I make it to my destination, I'm immediately let down. There's nobody in the kitchen, and Clace is half asleep on the living room couch. I bet to call it his name, but Isaac beats me to it, entering behind me.
Hey, Clays. You forgetting something?
It's Hobble. He moves slightly and speaks nonsense. It's like he's caught halfway between a dream and reality.
Dude, get up!
Suddenly, Clace jumps out of the couch, adjusts his scarf, and looks embarrassed. I suppose I'd be embarrassed too, if I promised everyone a meal and messed up. But I'm sure we can still eat, even if it's just a bit later than initially planned.
Sorry. Just the hangover. I didn't expect the party so hard last night.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. You're just a lightweight.
You rang?
Taylor walks into the room, looking like a zombie. Seems like the night hit some of us harder than others.
Can't imagine partying like that too often. Maybe one day I'll be on your level.
I've been saying that for years, but you just can't beat Isaac and Taylor.
Dante enters his room, cup of coffee in hand. I swear that thing is glued to him, come morning time.
Good to know I party harder than a pop star. I always knew I was special, but this just seals it.
That, and you don't let us down when you promise a hot breakfast. Sorry, Clace, but you're not gonna live this one down anytime soon.
It was an honest mistake. I'll handle myself better at the tavern.
I'm not gonna flirt with Clace because I feel like they've already said no, basically. So I'm just gonna be like, You were fine at the nightclub. I definitely enjoyed our one-on-one time. His ears perk up and a bright blush appears in his face. It's almost like until this exact second he forgot about our heart-to-heart.
Oh no.
He covers his face with his hands.
Oh no. Delta, forget everything I said. I was just drunk venting, I swear. I didn't even mean it.
Aww.
Ooh, gossip time.
Well, I could go for some gossip.
Even Isaac leans in, curious about what happened.
You're all awful people.
He laughs as he gets up from the couch and stumbles slightly.
And that's why you fit right in.
Oh, come here. I gotcha.
Isaac wraps an arm around Clace and helps him stay upright. Maybe he's just not hungover. Maybe he's not hungover. He could still be kind of drunk too. Brandy, sipping for you.
Thanks, man. I'll get you back one day.
Yeah, if I ever need it. I'm not quite the shot taker you are.
We look at each other, trying to figure out what we should do. In his current state, Clace would certainly not be making us
Wanna
breakfast.
just hit up the Triple R?
You mean the hangover breakfast place?
I see you've already been told. That sound good to everyone else?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
I nod. Going to the Triple R has almost become a regular occurrence for me now.
I, actually have something important to talk about. And just so you know, yes, it is related to that zero.
Oh man, I almost forgot.
I was expecting a few hits to my score when I woke up this morning. Gotta say, I'm pleasantly surprised. Looks like we're in the clear.
We all look at each other and then back to Isaac as he wears a wide smirk.
What did you do?
His smile simply widens even more.
Let's wait until we're eating. Then I'll talk. Promise.
He reaches up and snaps a finger in almost a dramatic fashion.
Scene change.
You'd feel like they would have, cut us to, the, go to your triangles thing by now. Ended this scene, I guess you could say. Or fall break, maybe. Only a lot.
What? How did you do that?
Don't even worry about it. And look, breakfast is served.
This is, yeah, simple. We all look down to find full plates before us. Clay whimpers as he rests his head on the table.
Did you need to do that while I'm this hungover?
Almost definitely.
Everything is spinning enough already.
He shakes his head and attempts sitting upright.
And I don't even remember ordering this. How much is it gonna set me back?
He turns his head towards the sign at the back of the diner. After seeing the price, he groans, but so do the rest of us. It's more expensive than normal. They changed the price.
What? That's no fair. They should have told us.
Hi, Dark.
And give us the chance to say no? Doesn't seem very lucrative to me.
I guess the third R stands for robbery.
Or maybe Isaac's magic trick messed something up.
We all look at him, a little confused.
Magic trick?
How are you doing, Dark?
Yeah, right. Very funny.
This time, instead of looking at Clace, we exchange glances with one another.
What's he talking about?
I haven't the foggiest. Anyway, Isaac, what's up?
Huh?
You said you wanted to talk to us about something Zero related?
Oh, yeah, of course. It's just been a long night. Although, I did find a way to keep us out of trouble.
Really? How? Not gonna lie, I've been kind of worried.
Yeah, same. I've been checking my phone all morning. Figured it was only a matter of time before my score went down.
I bet you're all surprised that it hasn't changed, right?
Turn in bed. Oh, we'll take a nap.
Actually, yeah. And now you're starting to worry me. You did something, didn't you, Isaac?
You did something.
Absolutely. In fact, I worked so hard I didn't get any sleep. And I did it all in the name of protecting my friends.
Oh no.
And yourself, of course.
Mostly myself.
How altruistic.
Yeah, I'm basically a hero.
What did he do?
And you tell me to keep my ego in check.
Wait. In order to stave off my increasingly growing paranoia, you didn't make another one of your mods, did you?
Promise to let me explain before you freak out?
That's definitely a yes, Dante. We're gonna get locked up for real now.
Let's give him a chance to explain before I start screaming.
Wait, why are we screaming? And what do you mean another one of his mods?
Did Isaac not tell you?
You're starting to worry me here.
Oh no.
He just likes to tinker with Argus tech. It's no big deal. That's why you won't be hearing any system notifications at home.
No big deal. You bug me about it like every day. It's been a couple years already. We're not getting in trouble, man.
True. Argus usually cracks down on that stuff right away. If you didn't get in trouble the first time, you probably won't at all.
I guess I'm just a ball of paranoia then.
Yep.
Likely.
Let's hear him out. I'm actually kind of curious what he did. Just please don't make us worry more than we already are.
Yeah, can we get to the,
Every time you do something new, you just make us panic.
can we get to the exploration?
Look, that's not my fault, remember? I have a flawless track record. It's your trust in me that needs polishing.
I want to know what you did.
So, even though you basically break the law, it's still our fault.
Good to know we're on the same page.
You better have a good explanation this time then.
Oh, I do.
Well
This
then
one's
shut up
a
and say
game
it.
changer. Ready to see the latest innovation from the House of Isaac?
Only if you never say it like that again.
Only if you get to the point already.
I'm gonna second that.
Birding.
Wow, you too, Delta?
Yep. I shrug.
I'm gonna need your help with this one, though. Remember when you came to visit me at work?
You mean our first date? How could I forget?
Date, huh? Well then, color me jealous. Didn't realize you two got off to a running start.
Dante, come on. Now's not the time. I'm trying to tell you something important.
Right. Sorry. Sass is just my default.
Mine too, dear. Isaac shrugs and disregards what happened.
All right, so I've been making lots of big sales at work lately. However, earlier last week, I lost commission on a lot of them.
That has got to be painful.
Hmm?
It was, but there was a silver lining. A big one, too. Turns out the people that bought them were up to no good. This is the part that Delta can vouch for, by the way.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he told me then when he applied he told me when he applied that discount to my identity.
Knew I could count on you. Anyway, I decided to look into it.
It's very cute,
I
Dark.
found something big. The purchases were made by an anti-Argus organization.
I think I've seen them in the news lately. Weren't they called Cypher or something?
That's a cool name.
Yeah, exactly. They helped the Zero sneak into the city. But that was only half of their plan. They, kinda slipped up.
What was the other half?
Hooking up the Zeros with phones and identities. You know, basically starting a revolution.
What? You can do that?
I'm pretty sure that's impossible.
Isaac leans forward, clearly invested in what he's about to say.
Actually, it's not impossible. There was just no reliable way to test it out. Remember, this is the first wave of zeros to enter any city. Everything until now was just practice, with no action.
Mm-hmm.
And how does this help us?
Well, they had no way of knowing whether they'd fail or not. Sometimes you just don't know until you finally flick that switch. However, in slipping up, they left behind a perfect blueprint.
Takes the phone out of his pocket and places it on the table.
Isaac, you didn't.
I did.
He smiles as he slides the phone across the table toward Taylor and Dante.
I made this for our new friend. He should be able to live in the city just like the rest of us.
Exactly.
So,
You'll just have to
as far
figure
as
out which
everything
Dark I'm
goes,
talking to.
We're totally off the hook.
That sounds highly illegal.
Yeah, but it's not like we'll get caught. Though his new score did take a bit of a hit. You know, for pestering a public figure and stuff.
I find this exceptionally hard to believe. You found a way to cheat the system overnight?
Not really, no. That Cypher group put in years of work.
Why would you talk
Basically
about this
behind
in
a test
public?
That was 99% complete.
And you knew the final answers.
Bingo! So, I'm gonna give this to that zero, and we can move on. We won't get in trouble for anything we've done. I guarantee it.
How can you possibly guarantee that?
I guess you'll just have to work on trusting me.
He always asks for the impossible.
I feel like we should have talked about this first.
I couldn't just sit back and let you get in trouble. We hung out with that zero and gave him city goods. At least now we don't have to worry about our scores.
But if they find out, they'll probably put you all in jail.
Yeah, a ticking time bomb like this is way less stressful.
Come on, I'm just trying to help.
Is this why you went back outside to talk to him last night?
Yeah, I already kinda made up my mind.
Suddenly his drunken venting last night made a lot more sense.
Can you at least give me a more technical explanation? You don't have to explain it like we're children.
Thank you, Rye.
Sure. You almost done eating? He's supposed to meet us outside a few minutes from now.
Upon hearing that, we all start devouring our meals.
Oh, and just so you know, he has a name now.
He's got a name! Is it Jonah? Is it Wolf? Is it Zero? Is it Hot Guy? I don't know. What would we... Silver. Let's call him Silver. Is it Tankle? It might be Bell. After furiously eating our meals, we leave the diner. Dante wasted no time getting back on topic, almost exactly as we exit.
Well, what?
Aren't you going to tell us how you pulled this off?
Oh, right. Just didn't want to do it inside. Even if we're safe, it's still good to be cautious.
Your name's a Kid Delta. Well, apparently that's not my real name. I chose that name. It's like one of those, like, I'm gonna be called Delta from now on. He looks around, ensuring that we have privacy. The streets are relatively empty today, so I think we're good.
Well, Cypher was actually pretty successful. They just slipped up in the end. They had no problem creating new identities to place on blank phones. Their logic was sound, and their internal testing went perfectly. But things always change when you put plans into action. Once the phones connected to Argus's database, they triggered alarms. The phones were flawless, but the identities didn't have a match.
So it was just pushing past an extra layer of security.
Well, I think that's certainly downplaying my ability. And if you want to get technical, it was like 10,000 layers.
Exactly, Rye.
The moment those phones connected to Argus, Cypher was compromised.
To be fair, I've considered changing my first name too, Lemmy.
But I got to see exactly how they lost, and how to avoid it. It's something only a higher-up at Argus could accomplish.
You work retail.
Hey, I'm still pretty high up there. My security clearance goes a lot higher than you'd think. I even have right access to the pupil system.
Wait, seriously? I didn't know you were, like, successful.
Yeah, simple.
I know what you're trying to say, so I won't take it as a shot. But yeah, that's why I'm aiming for that promotion next year. It'll actually put me closer to my true role inside of Argus.
So what, you can just create matching identities in the database?
Among other things, yeah. Remember, it's complicated. I'm trying to keep it easy so everyone understands.
I'm gonna save. I haven't saved in a while. I feel like I should save.